He's on a soul patch. Soul patch. Soul patch, silent Mike. Soul patch, silent Mike. Soul patch. He's got a soul.
I'm pumping, brother, and I'm coming for you motherfuckers. That's right. I am in the gym, and when I'm in the gym, I'm thinking about the people who are gonna fucking pay their debt to me. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross we have no problems, Brennan. My kid didn't abandon me, Brennan. So you better not fucking lie about me again, Brennan. And I'm not fucking around, Brennan. And I'm not fucking around, Brennan. You lie one more fucking time about me, Pinky, I'll be coming to your door. We're gonna have the talk. I'll be coming to your door. I'll be in New York soon, Kevin. I'll be coming to your door. One more time, Brennan. I'll be coming to your door. Where were you when they called the school district? Where were you when they got me fired? Everybody coming to Steve defense. Dr. Steve is a great guy. Fuck off. Where were you when they canceled gigs? Where were you when it cost me thousands? Where were you when it was sold out? Where were you, Sunflower Dragon? Tell me who I'm allowed to be mad at? You don't know the abuse that I've gone through. Tell me who I'm allowed to be mad at? You don't know the abuse, all you assholes. You don't know the abuse of Potato. You don't know the abuse of that Tookie. You don't know the abuse of Clay Dabbler. He's a fucking moderator. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Everybody knows that. Don't cross the two. You think your life is not gonna change now? Don't cross the two. Don't work that way. Don't cross the two. Wait for it. Wait for it. Don't cross the two. Kind of this Puerto Rican thing, I think. I don't know. I just don't like to be crossed. The vague super chats are already coming in hard and heavy. Sometimes when you grip, you go to jail. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. Yeah. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. My love that has been exposed. It's been exposed. My love that has been exposed. It's been exposed. His own people are realizing it's been exposed. Even John's neglected cat thinks it's been exposed. You fake your fucking super chat. Super chat. You fake your viewers. Your fucking viewers. You fake your fucking super chat. Your super chat. You fake your gifted memberships. I don't. You do. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. The shit player had zero significance. Zero significance. The shit player had zero significance upon the Howard Stern show. 100%. It had nothing to do with the building of it, nothing to do with the style of it, nothing to do with creative input. He didn't write anything. 100%. Never a staff member. He was never on there. Nothing to do with any aspect of the Howard Stern show. 100%. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. 100%. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. The gig is up. The gig is up. 100%. If you can't beat them, then beat them up. Hell yeah. The gig is up. 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 And Lady K, I'm going to expose you for the fucking fraud that you are fucking. Oh my God.
I don't have a rebuttal, by the way.
Be on the proud.
Your closing arguments were splendid.
Liberals are cheap fucks.
Why is that, John? Why is that?
I don't know. I think they give a lot of their money to charity. He just bought me 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2 pints at the pub, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club. Am I hallucinating here? 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2. He just bought me 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the pints at the pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2 pints at the club, 2. He just bought me 2. I don't turn down free beer. Can you show me a picture? I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I was bullied as a child. I was bullied as a father. But in elementary school, that is an act of violence. Hey, okay, fucking with my guests, fucking with my friends, fucking with my family. That is an act of violence. I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I done with website, I done with kids name, I done with Facebook, I done with Instagram, I done with LinkedIn, I done with phone number. We're having a Twitter war. I done with website, I done with kids name, I done with Facebook, I done with Instagram, I done with LinkedIn, I done with phone number. We're having a Twitter war. I told the world, fucking cowards. I told the world, fucking cowards. I'm old school. I don't believe in anonymity.
It's that time of year once more to eat cheap wings and chug 10 cores, to stutter and pontificate, to slur and drool and show up late, to be the hero and the victim with bleeding hemorrhoids on your rectum. So let's not trip out of your nose and shit while wearing all your clothes. Why all the cheer? Why all the fuss?
You dumb fuck!
Because it's Xmas.
You dumb fuck!
Because it's Xmas.
You dumb fuck!
Because it's Xmas.
All right, everybody. Oh, yeah. I want to thank Fudgesicle 1980.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the world famous Uncle Rico Show. Thank you for joining us. Anthony Zenhauser here, along with myself and the boys in the back. And of course, you know why you're all here tonight. The one, the only, the
Mike Morse.
Bushmaster, No, even better. Adam Bush joining us.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm so happy to
Calm
be
down.
here. Thank you for inviting me.
Calm down. Relax. Shot out of a cannon tonight. Welcome, everybody, to the show. Adam, pleasure to see you. It's been a wild, wild week for SJ aficionados. So many highlights this week. We've learned so much. He's now, I find this interesting, Adam. You tell me what you think about this. When he was employed, he drank on camera pretty much every night. But now he's not employed and he's going back to the healthy drinks and water and not drinking on camera. Does that seem a little backwards to you?
I think it's all drinking. I think all of it is alcohol at all times. And I think he also has other drinks there, but it's mostly alcohol disguised as something else. And it's consistent. It's how much he allows himself to appear intoxicated on camera and his assessment of that. And then how much he doesn't understand what's really happening that we get to enjoy.
Yes. And let me rephrase. In no way am I saying he's not drinking. I was just surprised how comfortable he was with a steady job now, especially in the teaching field again, to be doing that on stream like that. I think that's what's surprising to me is like now you have nothing to lose and now you're going to go back to insurers.
Does he think all of these worlds don't coexist or that they're separate? Like today, he was interviewing some science fiction or horror film guy, but would slide back into complaints about the shitware and the deuce pair and Lady K. And I'm thinking, does this guy know who that is? And is it all one show or is it separate? So does he think the people watching the show? I bet he thinks people from the school are watching right now. I bet he thinks they're all watching. And he's trying to disguise it.
Well, I mean, he did say last week or 2 weeks ago that he knows Howard watches. So I think it's not that far of a stretch for him to believe that people from the school are watching. Well, but speaking of drinking, that's the other package we have tonight is yet another night where he drank a lot on stream. And yes, then you wanted to say something?
No, I wanted to say it was funny, piggybacking on what Adam said. The day after he supposedly got caught on Zoom, he was making this whole kind of apology speech almost subliminally to the school where he's like, I love children. All I do is try to give back to children. It was a very subdued John. It wasn't, I'm going to get that guy. I'm going to come to your house and fight you. Chad's brother. He's a dummy with a car, whatever the fuck he was saying. Like it was all just very, hey, I'm a peace guy. I'm a lover.
It was this voice. Remember?
How do you sleep at night, man?
It was that. How do you sleep?
Yeah.
How do you live? And again, like you just said about all these worlds, all roads leading back to this show that he does. Yet he's always like, you guys cost me this. And it's like, if you didn't have the ammunition to cost you this, nobody could cost you. And again, I don't agree with people doing that. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's right to do. And like I said the other night, it's not necessary. This will happen organically. You understand? He will step on these rakes, whether you lay him out or he just finds them himself. But he will always step on the rake. So yeah, I watched him again today, and he went from Cardiff. The only people you're hurting are these children who lost on a great music teacher. To fuck them. They didn't pay anywhere near enough to what that was today. He's like, who gives a shit? It's over. Donna G, toasting my TSN family. Happy holiday season. Oh, hey, Andy. Donna, everything's fine, but Andy's not in tonight. So, but I love those whiskey glasses available at tsnmerch.store. That was Donna G who suggested them. So he backs her shit up.
I'm glad you got rid of Adam, by the way. It was getting a little crazy. Okay, I'm always chiming in.
Ty, thank you so much for the membership, guys. I really appreciate it. TSN is my favorite thing to watch and my favorite form of entertainment. You are all amazing. Thank you so very much. TSN for life. Ty, thank you. And thank you to everybody gifting memberships. Wow, look at this. The gift-a-thon continue. Dill Dog destroying. Mike, my future looks bright in second with an 80-point lead over Jeopardy Ace. The Johnsons, Night Queefs, Reels, Takedown, South Jersey Jim coming in strong. Big Daddy and Magellan. Thank you. The top 10. You guys are amazing. I'm still confused at what the potato did. He hasn't released anything as of yet. He just appeared in a court Zoom meeting. How is that against the law? It's not. Well, okay. So this is the John move. This is the same with the tapes with Kate Meany. It was already I was going to jail. This is a federal offense. This is again falls under the umbrella of what would scare John. So John saying, this is what's going to happen. How many times have we heard wait for it? How many times have we heard I'm going down to the courthouse and this is happening? And it's his Karen move. This is can I see your manager? Right?
Well, Shuli, John says that he is the son of which the Dabbleverse revolves around. That's how he says it. And he is a celebrity who has to deal with celebrity problems. So how come he didn't know this was going to happen? If he even paid attention just to the Dabbleverse, he would know that this happened months ago, I think to April or to Aaron. And it was a similar thing. They just jumped in on the Zoom. It is a common pranking occurrence. If Stuttering John had taken Alex Stein up on that job and didn't burn that bridge, and if they were working together currently, that's the kind of shit he'd be doing. Stuttering John jumping into Zoom meetings, Stuttering John showing up at the county hall meeting and pranking. That's what people do now. So his shock at it is really interesting. And I think the most fascinating part is really the lack of responsibility at all. Like, he doesn't even say. That's the difference between him and Artie, is that if they were coming back to the show and telling this story, John's is this like defensive, victimized, heroic bullshit. And Artie would be like, here's how I fucked up. I thought I would get away with this because I was so hungover from this. And then I did this. And then the kid, and it would be engaging and real and sympathetic and charming and funny. Instead, it's just this, it's what is it? Tell me what it is. It's just doxing, and it's just a horrible way to deal with public work and children.
And it's always a huge spotlight on, ironically, his hypocrisy. Because just a few weeks ago on WATP, they had Mumbling Nick, who was doxxed by Stuttering John Army people, his employment, his wife's employment, phone numbers, addresses, the works. Did John make a statement at any point that nobody should do this, that this isn't what the Dabbleverse is about, this is crossing a line? Never. Not a peep. He'd put his picture up behind him and laugh about it. That's the guy that's trying to work up crocodile tears about these kids that he cared about so much and what they're losing. They're fucking music production. He's out of his mind.
My father was a school teacher in Queens in the same school for 40 years. My mother was a school teacher her whole life.
Yeah.
Substitutes don't bring a curriculum. They continue the other teachers. Like, I was tutored from tutors who talked to my teachers back at home and did their curriculum. There's work to be done. There's, books they're reading. They don't just stop and do word searches. Like, that's not, he was so proud of it. And it's like, that's not learning. That's killing time.
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Zen?
Oh, sorry.
No, that was great. No, I was going to actually add to that. And a lot of people, like your parents were teachers, you're an actor. A lot of people don't become actors and then switch to teaching. Like, a lot of people start as teachers and also other jobs like that, and then they become celebrities. So it's kind of a hard transition for a celebrity like John to go back into teaching and not have to be able to say, guys, I'm kind of a big deal. You got to understand, you're going to have to deal with a lot of stuff that comes with me being a teacher. People are going to be intruding on me. They're going to try to find out where I go to school. They're going to be trying to dox me. They're going to be trying to dox the school, the kids. But anyway, I'm just happy to be here. And if you kids want to line up and get an autograph with me, that's great. That's going to be fantastic. So yeah, it's kind of
get out of here. He's doing fine. No, he said the other day, if you were what was he explains teaching as if it's a show, as if he's doing 2 shows a night. He goes, man, I mean, I tell him this, I do the sky bit, I do what color is this, did you know I beat Shaq? And then I go to my desk and they do a printout and I put my feet up and watch Kevin Brennan with no headphones. Why not take a victory lap about that?
It's funny because, like a lot of things, he's so close but nowhere near. You quote your father, so I feel comfortable doing it. My father would always say, teaching is a performance. He would say that. So it was funny to hear John saying it. But then when he said, so it's like I do the same show 8 times a day, it's like, oh, well, then you're not teaching. You're just entertaining. You're not turning the lesson into a performance. You're skipping the lesson and trying to show off. And
there's a difference between performing and Milli Vanilli. You know what I mean? There's a, so yeah. I am begging. Can we have no Morseverse jingles tonight? I am out of my nitroglycerin pills for chest pains caused by Morseverse music. Thank you.
Morseverse coming in fast.
No, he's not here. I don't have to hear that shit.
Or he doesn't want it.
But
I'm confused.
I'm torn because the publicity of TSN killing a viewer by playing a song they requested not to. I can't, like Scrooge. I can't pass that kind of publicity up, my friend. Nerdy Shirt gifting a membership. Thank you, Nerdy Shirt.
I'm the GOAT.
Fancy Hippo, good evening to you. Thank you very much for being here as always. Paula, good to see you, my dear. Thank you for the super sticker. Big Daddy, good evening, boys. There's what do you make of this animal control visit? That we're going to get into that in this package. Vince exposes him and puts him on the spot, which is when Vince is at his best. When he, works John like he's worked him for years. Yeah. Well, I was just asking, any thoughts on the animal control visit? Oh, Adam's muted, by the way. I think you muted yourself.
You didn't miss anything. I was just ramping up to get into something good. I was having a hard time figuring out the specifics of what was going on with that cat thing. And someone called like a welfare check, but I couldn't figure out what was real and what wasn't and what was really happening. I loved the way Vince pressed him on it and got him to do that. It was just magical. He just waved his hand and John went from, I'm not doing this to stop. I want to do this. It was brilliant.
Right. Well, because he kind of calls him out on his, his machismo, right? It's like him going, hey man, don't be a pussy, don't be a bitch and not talk about this. And now John's challenged. And John, how many challenges does he back down from? Donut, nothing, 0. So that's right. And I knew when Vince texted out this information to the group of enemies, I knew he was going to force John to talk about this because there's no way he's giving us that information and not going to break it himself. I know how that motherfucker thinks.
Is the text thread just called enemies?
It is on my end. Yeah.
Oh, it's just called foes.
Yeah. So I knew that was coming before John even went live. And sure enough, credit to Vince, he did not back down. And we'll be watching that.
I think you can judge a man by how they handle these specific situations. And it's why I first kind of was inspired to start writing about this stuff. And it was when Magneto died. And it's why I'm always in there saying justice for Magneto, because the way he handled that and the way he described it to us was just not how people talk about pets. It was just very inhuman and monstrous. And again, having a welfare check would be like, there's just a way people talk about it when they're genuinely concerned and they're not just like, he's like, I was cursing them out. Like, even if they were wrong to come to your house, you're cursing them out. You think we need less of these people? You think they have why would you treat them like that? And why are you bragging about it? It was really the actual concern for the cats and letting us know, honestly, that they're okay was not a concern. What was how he thought he was coming off. And the way he wants to come off is terrible.
Yeah. And I don't know that the cats are okay. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting who reaches out to you when these stories happen. And all I will say is there may or may not be someone that works in this field in Lee County that has reached out. That's all I will say.
Well, I wonder how animal control would feel if they had video of him screaming at his cats, telling them to shut the fuck up, throwing things at him. I mean, you shouldn't do it, but if you do have that video on hand and you want to send it to somebody in Lee County, hey, you do what you got to do.
Get the clip of him describing how when Magneto, you know, like threw up and then was laying on the floor, how he, with love and care, kicked it.
Well,
with his foot and realized they were dead. Couldn't even bend down. He couldn't even go down to their level.
Oh man!
Yeah, like if he had a stick, he would have poked it with a stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's telling us this, which means it was much worse than whatever he just said.
Yeah, yeah. What the fuck? You're gonna die right here on the floor? The repairman's like, I can't lay on the floor where there's a dead skeleton carcass of a dead cat.
You know, that's how we processed it. I can't believe this happened to me right now.
Yeah,
timing and.
Yeah, Frog, you have some clips, right? Because he's been saying, he said today, I know that, because we had breaking news. Like I said, you never know who reaches out, that there was a fine of $350 that John had to pay for whatever they discovered in this visit. And John went on today and said, all it was a rabies shot thing, right?
Yes, that's what he said today. But we know that when he was in California, he talked about how he wasn't going to fly the cats out because he needed to get them rabies shots to do that, and he didn't want to spend the money.
I could bite the heads off chickens or something.
Hey, you piece of shit! You can't afford rabies shots. It's not that. It's everything. John says, floppy.
Oh, so it was, hold on. It was the crates. It was the shots. It was, that's everything. Those two things. And he's like, but before that, he was going to fly, right?
Yeah, that's
he said he
the
was.
Original plan. Yeah.
Right. And so he's like, I remember him talking about, like, I got to get the cats, their shots. I got to get, the crates or whatever. And then the other one where he's just like, oh yeah, got it.
El Diablo, thanks for the fiber. Why can't the millionaire with all the time in his hands take the time to get his cats their shots so they can fly? You are human garbage. Not really. It would probably be more traumatic for them to be away from me for 5 days. And you know,
maybe the Shuli Network is starting to realize that they're running out of content. And maybe that they're starting to get boring. Maybe they're realizing that themselves, and the constant attempts to.
How about that long con, huh? Right. How great was that? Yeah. Again, it's less traumatic, but it's not about the trauma. It's about getting your cats the shots so they stay healthy, so they don't hurt other people or other animals. Like, what the fuck? Why do you have to explain this to a 60-year-old man? It's crazy.
One more, sorry, but this might be the best.
Well, before you do that, I want to say, geez, Quadfather, that's a real crippling argument. Look at
that. Girl.
Here goes Jerry. Good to see you on Friday. Oh, Jerry, I am going to drive with the cats. Fuck that. I went to the animal fucking rescue. You know, I got the intel. They didn't do rabies shots. So I'm not going to fucking take the fucking cats into the vet, then fucking pay for rabies shots, then pay for fucking complete health checkups, then have to pay over $800 to fly them. Then I just ordered 2 fucking kitty carriers from PetSmart. Then the guy at the fucking cargo says they got to have metal screws in the top. I don't know how to get that.
Metal screws. Everybody sees a sucker and they all just.
And you tell me they need food and water. I mean, come on. What are we doing here?
He's explaining this process to his audience like they're also just discovering it all for the first time, as he did. As a 60-year-old man, we have done this. We have pets. We understand. And by the way, John, before I thought you just left them alone for over 6 days.
Yeah,
recently. So why back then was that worth them getting rabies for?
Yeah, and right here, Chicken Something says he said today they had their shots. That's why he was fined.
What?
So he got fined because they have their shots. Does that make
Right.
sense to you?
Well, perfect sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Read Missy first. She takes carte blanche.
Cats don't need updated shots to fly. I flew 2 cats on Delta to South Carolina, and at no point did they ask for any vax records. He's a liar. Boom. Like that. I guess because they're in carriers, right? They're not like, I guess maybe a dog is different if you don't have a muzzle or something. I don't know. I know they have to see, if it's a service dog, you got to provide that paperwork. I know that. But I'm not sure if there's a difference for dogs or cats.
It also sounded like he was running around asking the airlines and the shelters, how do I get this done to fly in 2 days or tomorrow? Or like he wasn't checking in advance and booking things.
No, this whole trip happened like 3 weeks out. It started as this, then it became that, then it became whatever I can fit in my car. That's what's coming with me.
If he was a decent person, I mean, traveling is traumatizing for pets. So if you have a pet, you put it in a kennel for a few weeks until, you come back, you pay for a nice place like a spa or whatever, or you have somebody come and they literally have to come into the house, scoop the poop, feed them and leave. I mean, cats are the easiest fucking animal to take care of. You don't have to walk it. You don't have to play with it. It's self-sustaining. And he only got those cats. It was like a Hail Mary pass to reconnect with his kids. Remember, he said those were for his kids.
Yep.
He didn't want those fucking cats. His kids ended up saying, we'd rather not even hang out with you, Dad. We don't even want to see the cats. And that's the end product. It's him stuck with those fucking cats that he doesn't want to take care of.
And it shows. It shows in the way he takes care of them. Nothing has changed, And again,
he lost a bet, right? He said if they're still there after we have dinner, these stray cats, then you can take them. And he lost the bet, and now he doesn't like that. He doesn't like paying that price.
Always thinking ahead, that Melendez. Now he comes home from dinner. Now he has to bring 2 cats into his house. He has nothing, no litter, no nothing. Insane logic. But also keep in mind, he said you have to get them their shots when you rescue them. He's had these cats for over a decade. They rescued him over a decade ago. So you're telling me this guy keeps up to date with those? Absolutely not. I guarantee you they haven't been to a vet in years since he got them. Guaranteed.
Oh, and groomed? Do you think he's getting them like...
Dude, one of them looked like a homeless cat. Like one of them looked like just a street cat. The hair was all matted. And it's crazy. And they're such clean animals. You don't have to brush them. You can, and some like it, but they take care of a lot of that shit themselves. They don't like looking like that,
I like that people just tuning into this part would be like, wow, this is a real heated discussion about feline grooming.
Yeah. Well,
the hairy men.
We've changed the gifted memberships. Thanks for gifting 10. Magellan.
Suck my dick.
I'll suck your dick.
Oh, hey, beautiful man meat.
All AIs for. Can we get diversification back in rotation? Stone Cold Banger. They're making song requests. It's fancy hippo. Of course we can. FST DJ and Go Niners. Skull. Thank you, Eugene. Big fan. I'm officially announcing after Stuttering John's advice, I'm done yelling to the clouds. Thank you. That was fun. His on the spot songs on Blunder Years today. Clay gifted a Stuttering John membership. Guess who got it? Hey, congrats, Byron. Let us know what it's like on the other side of the wall over there, man. Mike, if your girl had a Dabbleverse name, what would it be? I can't wait to say that Mike's not here, and I couldn't be happier about it. Good evening, gentlemen. Oh, hey, Don. Unfortunately, I feel the opposite about Don, who is not here. That bums.
Oh, hey, Rabbit Weasel.
Thank you. Playing the part of Discount Don tonight, Anthony Zen. We've got Bush. Good evening, gents. Jackie Daytona. Pleasure. Yes, I am a confirmed Bushman. I also enjoy when Adam is on the show. Dig it. Thank you. Open your beer. Open your beer. Wait. You have Adam on to comment on John's pussy? Okay, then. Morseless equals more gooder. Oh, hey, Don. Buffalo is under snow. Cancel your gig unless you're packing a shovel. That's why he's not in. He got caught in a snowstorm. Tell hell with your to hell with your mountains. Show us your bush. Thank you, Joe Corson, right? Oh, South Jersey Jim wants to move on the board. You got it. 20 coming at you. Get to work, Melendez.
Dick. I'll suck your dick.
Oh, hey, beautiful man meat.
I'm the GOAT.
Hey, I love these guys. I love this guy. Where's the mask, Duty? Play his song. Make some dance. Love you all. Best shows anywhere. Thank you, Irish. Irish seems to think you're Clay Duty, not the person who does Clay Duty, the actual puppet. So if you want to play along with that.
Oh, no. I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Adam, I saw the closer video yesterday, and its only flaw is you apparently weren't involved. Also, did you hear? Zenny's got a special. Letitia.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, yes. It's January 18th at Laugh It Up Comedy Club at Poughkeepsie, New York. Go to laughitupcomedy.com or bsshowlive.com to get those tickets. Thank you.
I need Adam plus Shuli plus ETM. It needs to happen, pretty please. We were talking about it before we went live. It's happening. We're getting the guest list together, and I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be guest heavy, but the guests are solid. If you're ETM fans, you'll dig them. Mr. Bush, what's your favorite drop? Ooh, that's a good question from Bush Light.
Oh, I don't know. I like all of them in my own way. I couldn't sing. You want to give me some options?
Well, our new favorite, How Old's Him's good, but our new favorite lately.
Oh, how about no? Before you even say it, my new favorite is the Attitune guitar. Drum.
Yeah,
it's just perfection. And a comedian having to set up that, the way he tuned it with such confidence. And any musician like Karl noticed, oh, he's tuning to his humming. That means he's not tuning to anything. So they see it coming. The rest of the people are like, oh, he looks like he's got it. And then with all the confidence in the world, bring the worst, not even close, and then he just puts it down and moves on. There's a clip of Richard Pryor. It's a trailer for some later Richard Pryor movie where he's pretending that he can play sax in a wedding band. I don't know what the bit is, but he's holding this sax, and you can see, oh, he doesn't know how to play this, and the sax solo is about to happen, and the big band goes da 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 da, and Richard Pryor, with all the confidence in the world, goes, everybody, and then the band comes back in, and that's what it reminded me of. But that's what even Cumia talks about. He's either Andy Kaufman or a fool. He's Richard Pryor, a comedic genius, or just Cro-Magnon. There's no in between.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing better than that. Nothing better. Drop request. Oh, how do you sleep? That's another good one. Where'd it go?
How do you sleep at night, man?
I like that. There was no space in this phrase. He's the protagonist. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for gifting
you dumb
one.
Fuck!
The professor dropping a dime. Thank you, professor. Love you, sir.
I'll suck
all
your
the
dick.
best.
Oh, hey, beautiful man meat.
Mike
Morse.
No,
this is a Morse verse free night. I don't care, Wadfather. Didn't John's mom say that he couldn't drink if he wasn't working? Hey, Frog and Don.
Oh, hey, Frog.
Oh, I think you're right, Peg Leg.
Well, did she really say that, or are we just assuming?
Well, I mean, that's coming from him,
Right. Well,
it's crazy enough where it would make sense. Like, she's not going to stop him from drinking. So please just get a job, and then I won't bust your balls about drinking.
But that's hilarious. Like, again, what power does his mother have over him? What is she holding over him that she could make him do what she wants him to do? Has to be a money thing. Has to be. She controls some sort of money that he's getting.
Number one,
on a monthly basis.
You're correct on that. And number two, she's not stopping him. He's just not doing it where she can see it. There is no stopping him. You know?
It's really happened. I think they have that deal where it's like, you can't under my roof, or as long as I'm paying for this. And I think that's why he stopped at Sal's before he went home, because he knew it wouldn't be right to leave. He couldn't really do that. So let's just do that.
Yep. Thank you, Pegleg. Good to see you. Thank you for the 20 months. Dill Dog is a god. Wow, amazing. He is amazing. He's the talk of Shuli's Anonymous, that Dill Dog. Shuli, this year, let's put the Kwan back in Kwanzaa. That is stolen from Ron Bennington. Genius, Ron Bennington. Oops, sorry, Shuli. I forgot how to turn on my gifted memberships again. Damn it. Stupid. You'll get the hang of it, Titan. But until then, feel free to gift 5. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're a Jew.
Love Adam Scola. Thank you, Sunflower Dragon. But really, where were you? Hey, Adam, or should I say DJ Dabbles, love your music. There are quite a few rumors about you. Are you aware?
I didn't know that, no.
Yeah, a lot of people think you're DJ Dabbles. Look at this. Jeopardy Ace. Johnson's. Night Queef's coming up on the Johnson's heels. I like what I'm seeing. South Jersey Jim heading over to the triple digits. Magellan, Dodo. Thank you, everybody. Mom was a teacher for 35 years. Adam is right. Sub gets sub plans from the teacher, something a child could do, and their job is make sure no one dies. Yeah.
And that hopefully they don't fall behind on that curriculum. Like, there would never be word searches. It would be just read. There would never be that. It was really embarrassing.
The Dirt Nap is coming soon. Just wait for it. Thank you, Dirt Nap. Dan Catalano. Thank you, my friend. Cutie Patootie. You're the best. You know that. Missy B. Hello, boys. And hello to my fellow narc analyst, Adam. Narcolepsy. I mean, not narcolepsy. Narcissism. Narcolepsy. STDJ lives in an imaginary world in his head. He imagines situations and talks about those scenarios as if they actually happened. FSJ FPL. Thank you, Mexican Jew. John supports cancel culture without seeing it's why he isn't famous. Yeah, that was a interesting moment today.
Tell me what happened.
So I was talking about, he showed tweets from Missy B, and my take was like, hey man, she's owning this thought, opinion, whatever to her name. She's not hiding behind anything. And also when we interact, there's never an issue. It's same with Anthony. John, on the other hand, slipping in his shit with all his little shit, that's, to me, is worse than at least fucking owning it. And at the end of the day, they're entitled to say what they want to say. I don't think you can call yourself a comedian if you're against free speech. And today, because he played the clip of me saying, what do you, Mr. Liberal, you want to shut down her Twitter feed? He said, yeah, I do. He said, if she's spreading hate, it needs to be shut down. So there you go.
I would love to see, it'll never happen, but if he was ever had 2 guests on his show and of different political opinions, like if one was a punk anarchist and the other was a more sensitive, woke liberal, and how he would realize he doesn't know what to say because he's used to just agreeing with everybody. And if you tell John, you're being a prudent, he would say, I love gross humor. I love obscene stuff. I think I should be able to say whatever I want. Remember he said, I love gross humor. It's a part of who he is. And he'd go back and forth and not know who to be.
R.I.P. me. I never got a hug from Zen before I passed. Trigger. We hardly knew ye. John, let me tell you about my recent TV appearance starring role Scola. Really, reality doxed in court by the guy wearing blackface. Is there another show happening? This dude is literally losing his mind in delusion and slowly realizing he's just an average nobody, just like everyone else. That's a killer. Not him. No, John. That's a killer to him.
What I missed?
We've always said somebody seeing him at a real job would destroy him. Big Gay John. Please, Mike, please remake this trucker song. Oh, hey, discount.
Big Gay John.
Texan Bornyong, there was a clip today where he was telling the cops that he rescued the cats from his goddamn kids. Nice one, John. Where, on his show today? Or in this package, maybe? Quadfather, we hardly knew ye. Oh, hey, Adam. Hellraiser, good egg. Night Queefs with 1. Thank you. Night Queefs with 5. Thank you. Night Queefs with 10. Thank you.
You don't have to give us.
Oh, hey, beautiful man, me.
Night Queefs with 20.
Suck my dick.
I'll suck your dick.
Oh, hey,
Damn.
beautiful man, me.
This guy's amazing. And 50. Come on. I'll suck your dick.
I'll suck your dick.
I eat cock.
Oh, hey, beautiful man, me.
I'm coming, Jesus.
Come on my face.
He decided to fly the cats, he said, 3 days before the flight in Florida. The feral cat population is insane, and many people dump cats. Obvious illness and starvation and physical abuse is what they look for. I'm just wondering what, hold on. I work with Palm Beach County ACC and local rescues. I tried so hard to get him to fly those cats. Having unvaccinated pets isn't considered abuse. Many people can't afford regular vet visits. Okay. So if he's getting fines and it has nothing to do with the vaccinations, then what the fuck's he getting fined for?
I'm going to say unfit living conditions. That's what I'm going to say. I'm telling you, as soon as they walked into the house and they saw the environment around those cats, they were like, this is not going to work.
Well, you said it, whether it was Child Protective Services or Animal Protection, when you come to the house and their immediate response at seeing you is just like rage and disgust, you know you have a problem. Because I have dogs, if animal control, I'd be like, tell me what's happening. Like, maybe they're sick, maybe they got someone else, maybe something happened on a walk I didn't know about. Like, what happened? Tell me. Right. And I'd want to know. That's his enemy immediately to destroy. So the concern with the cats is after that.
Nuts, man. We have 3 cats. Like, it's fucking crazy to me how you can ignore any pet. How you can't. It's just wild. Who's more feral, John or the cats? What's up, Maud? Adam, I appreciate you. Shuli, shalom. # gay for Zen. Get in line.
Agree.
We all are.
I agree.
Yeah. Is the collar on Zen's core shirt intentionally distressed to make a statement about John, or was that a happy accident? It's just how it lands.
That's how I roll, bitch. Relax.
Well, hey, Husey, big celebrity. Wow. What do Stuttering John and Knight Melendez have in common? Cat neglect. I wanted to use the P word, but YouTube is the P word.
What does Stuttering John say about neglect?
Even if it was shots, it's still $75 violation. Also, I'm sure living conditions also got him hit with 75 times 4, 300 plus court costs without the shots. Damn. The 300 is not for the rabies shot. All of Clyde's shots was less than 200 total. Sounds like a fine to me. All lies. Shocking. No. And that's the problem with 99% of his lies. They all lead to the truth. He's somehow terrible at lying after doing it all these years. That's mind-blowing. So what do you guys think those cats represent in his dumb OCD head? You guys said it. He clearly doesn't love or care for them. So what's his narrative?
It's what Zen said. It's that bet he lost with his kids. It was about them, and now he can't let. He's I think aware of what that would mean if one of the few things they still might ask him about, if he's like, I don't know, or they're gone, or yeah.
And does it tie in with that story kind of he told about him and his kid having the contest before bed about keeping your arms up? And, yeah. And he said he stayed there for 2 hours. Is there a part of him that sees this as like a competition almost, as like a challenge? Oh, maybe when things ended, they said, you're probably going to kill these cats or you're not even going to take care of them. And now that's in his head. And he's like, I'll show you.
Absolutely. It's that.
If John gets rid of those kids, he's a bad father. That's what he's thinking about in his head. If he gets rid of those kids, his kids prove him right, and he's a shitty dad,
Right.
for whatever that means.
Bubble Popper show has never been better. Engage guests and all hosts that contribute. Clay is always watching in fast speed. Speak slower when addressing him. You got it. Thank you, Bubble. John is beyond garbage. He always needs someone or something to shit on. Those poor cats.
One of the most monstrous things I've ever seen him do was that reading of Clay's text to his face. And it wasn't even that he did it after spending the last how long explaining how people doing that is worth calling the FBI over, and the worst way you can betray someone, right, is by reading their messages and things. And it was the joy he took in it. It was that grin and the pleasure he took in this man that he sits there and busks with him. Like they are busking on the street, begging for money. Both of them. Half the questions are for him. And he doesn't even share the fucking hat. He won't even tip any of the hat to the guy that's there busking with him. And he tortured him and enjoyed it. And Clay was like genuinely going through like disassociating. Like, I can't believe this is happening. I'm not here. And of course he's like, I don't know what I said. I don't want to hear something I'm going to be embarrassed of. Why are you doing this to me? Luckily, everything John said, nothing made Clay look bad, and everything made John look like a just monster.
Yeah, and you said not sharing the hat and saying, you suck today. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do it again tomorrow. It's like, now that's my question to you guys and to the chat. Maybe put up a poll. But does Clay show up tomorrow? I say 100%.
Yeah.
He's there. No problem.
I think he will.
Like nothing happened.
Well, no. He will let us know that he's
going to stay cunty, right?
I think
like
it'll be the next step in the evolution, and it's very enjoyable to watch.
So we'll get more of these drops.
Yeah, let me just read it again, but whatever, it's fine.
What do I know?
It's fine. Fine.
Well, if you're gonna read my DMs. I don't care.
Anyone married, if your significant other ever says I'm fine in that tone, they never are.
Especially you.
And we never think about that. Stewie just said in the chat, Clay might have a humiliation fetish. I never think about that. What if this is what they like? And actually the joke's on us because they enjoy it. Aaron too. What if he likes Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe? What if that's his bit? What if they do? There are people that are into that. Wouldn't that be interesting if really they like this begging and humiliation and feeling less than? It never occurs to me, but it's very true.
He's a masochist, if you think about it. He's got a mask on. He's gagged, kind of.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now when we write the musical for the Dabbleverse, we got the Steve Martin character.
And either way, he wins, so I'm sure he shows up tomorrow.
Yeah. What have you done with Don, you effing monsters? No comment. Just worked out the loophole. Stuttering John Melendez never took responsibility having a pussy. Thank you, Uzi. Adam is the nicest bush I've ever seen. I think you've seen a bush. Get out of it. The worst of the
Whedonverse.
Oh, Whedonverse. Adam has become the savior of the Dabbleverse. Hail Bush.
Sometimes Buffy things come through here and I don't correct you guys. I just let them go on. But they're always appreciated and very interesting. And I understand what it's like. It's the same for me because I watched all of these shows like this right now. I'd be listening if I wasn't on here, and now I'm on here. So it takes people out of it sometimes to see the guy from the other thing talking about this. So I get it. I feel the same way sometimes too.
Duty every day. Duty. Drama Clay. Shut up, Ma. They're talking about my kids. Thank you, Titan. Maybe that's why Gay John has sores all over and is constantly leaking saliva because the cats don't have shots. Zen, when you coming back to Saratoga?
Yeah, maybe in a couple of months. I think they're booked up until January, but I'm regularly there at least once a month for the most part.
I think it was a racehorse joke. But can't compete with Dill Dog, but I'll still hit for the cycle. You're the goddamn man, Nightqueef. Thank you. What the fuck? Love this guy. Mask or no mask? See, he really thinks you're. How much for a Zen hard out?
$500.
You broke Adam.
We need that Dave Daffler tweet. Zen, they're telling us you have to go. That's always one of my favorites.
That's the chat of the day.
Stuttering John bangs his mom. Roasted. Husey Entertainment. This guy, AA plus quality broadcaster. Go check him out. Mr. Bush, I love you on the show. Best thoughtful breakdowns and takes on the drunk narcissist.
Thank you. How about this one? How about we were talking about the Christmas Carol and the ghosts of Christmas past and all of that stuff. How about the whole point of that is that if everyone could just see their behavior from the past, they would change. But it's impossible. It's an impossible miracle that no human on earth is lucky enough to get. So it remains this story and this lesson for all of us. But you know who gets that? John. He gets it on the blunder years. Like I was watching when he was fighting with Ralph and all this coverage you guys are doing. And it's like, imagine if someone was going through my past and pointing out what they liked and what they didn't and showing me where I went wrong. And all we do is marvel about how nothing has changed. He handles those things from the 90s the exact same way he does something in 2024. He uses the same phrases and they're childhood phrases. It's incredible to see. And once again, it's a gift that you'd think he would look at and go, oh shit. And instead, it's the exact opposite. Like, that's the opposite of a Christmas Carol. Imagine everyone does all that for him. And instead, the next morning, he's like, fuck you, I'm sleeping in.
Yeah, I'm staying on this path. Go fuck yourself. And even in the thing we watched on Blunder today with him fighting with Ralph, he's calling Ralph a pussy boy at work. Yeah, he calls him that. And yes, the fact that somebody posted a clip from Blunder where we showed how he's been lying to people, to his friends, his integrity verification for years and years, right? And he sees this clip and he goes, thank you guys for proving me right that I've been doing this, that I've been lying to people since high school. Thank you to the Blunder years for pointing that out. It's not a quality you want, John, but he loves it.
Yeah.
Adam, can you please say start the effing package already, please? Yes, well, we're going to get started. I know, but you guys are very generous, and I can't be rude to these people that are paying money. We're going to get through them. Everybody relax, all right?
I mean, we could be. We could be.
Yeah, awful chord drop, please. I enjoy Adam's take on Stuttering John. Eye roll, please. Really happy I don't have to hear any fucking Morse verse songs today. Love you. Thank you. I agree, Mark. Legend, Mark Brigham, right there.
Oh, that faked me out for a second. I thought that was a Morse verse song starting. I was like,
Casey Day and Hack Ride have an Eric the Midget show called Unboxing Eric. Shuli steals another show idea. Well, wait till the show airs before you accuse me of stealing it. Adam, if John drops dead, do you see a possible replacement, or does the Dabbleverse die with John?
There'll be a replacement. I don't know who it'll be. There's plenty of contestants. It might even be one of us. We never know. It's always an interesting thing, but I don't think it'll die. I think it will continue. And I think, who's that white guy?
That's Mike.
Oh,
Mike. Can you hear us? Oh, he's gone.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't think it's going to die. I think it'll continue. I think we're still talking about Eric. So I see no reason why we wouldn't. There's so much to dissect. So much has happened this week. I'm not up on all of it, and I'm trying to be. It's difficult. And every time people say it's going to die or it feels like it, something like this comes up. And now there's just too much. Like, there's too much happening right now in this moment to even take in.
Yeah, it's go ahead.
No, it's like being John Malkovich. It's like just another host shows up. It's another host to encapsulate. So it's not John Malkovich. It's somebody else. We're gonna latch on to somebody else. There's always another host.
Plus, you have to factor in something called body of work. Okay, his body of work is something that will stand the test of time. You know, this guy who all of us are scratching our heads watching every day is evergreen. No one's ever going to understand why and how this guy does what he does. And that will live forever. No one, same thing with Eric. People are like, what is he so angry about? This guy has lived 10 years past his expiration date. He's a star on a radio show. Celebrities, producers, directors, they're writing parts for him in TV shows that he would have never even got an audition for, much less a part written for him. And yet he still is fucking angry at this guy. He doesn't appreciate any of it. And then when you tell him he doesn't, well, that pisses him off even more. And that is something that, you know, and John and Eric are exactly in that lane, the same lane, side by side.
It's very real and it's unique, and it existed before the Dabbleverse. You can hear it on that Artie and Anthony and Artie appearance.
Yeah.
When John just kind of explodes.
Yeah.
Who's that other comic that joins later on? You probably
Joe DeVito, I think.
He has one line that I think about almost every day. He goes, "My God, it's like everything he says." It's no one has seen anything. It's every word out of his mouth. People have viral cringe moments, you know, once a career. It's everything he says, and it hasn't stopped. This came up. Cardiff was covering those old radio appearances, and it was the same thing. And it was the same thing covering the Chad Zumach bit, this horrific bit where he doesn't know how to take responsibility or emotionally regulate feeling bad. So he can't do it. So he chooses to just push back to everything that happens, and it has never changed. So it's you guys were covering with Gary, and Gary's like, okay, so you feel bad and it won't happen again. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he could not do it. It's miraculous.
To the point with one of my new favorite drops.
Shut up.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. In that conversation, it's just stop. No one showed him how, and now it is too late. It is.
Yep. I did I did a fame test between Stuttering John and Adam. I polled 100 people on the streets of Perth if they had heard of either man. Adam won 1-0. Look at that, man. That's a W. Thank you, Aussie guy. Thank you. We'll take that.
Felt good. It felt good.
Yeah. Old school request, John's original cherry pie drop. Yeah, Frog has that. He played that the other day. 18 months of fun times. Cheers to
my cherry pie. I don't know all the words to that.
There you go. 18 months of fun times. Cheers to the best chat in the game. TSN for life. Flexi, love you, buddy. He's over there in Australia, too. Mr. Egar, I understand you're okay with anti-Semites who are open and honest about it. Send me the link. Double D, what's up?
Double D.
Mike has never been.
Your Honor.
Night Queefs, imagine that. Gay John neglected passes. Hell yeah. Adam is a regular cockmeat sandwich slanger now. Love you fellas. My wife of 23 years lets me listen to TSN while playing PS5. Just bragging. That's called a keeper where I come from.
Yeah, she's resting on his head.
Yeah, she's talking to another dude. That's why she's letting you do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I heard rumor Waterhead's one-man show is called Reduced to Clear, or was it Beer? Either way, if those cops had cams, a Freedom of Information request can get the video. Thank you, Aku. TSN equals best show in the Dabbleverse. Oh, hey, Adam. From Mike 8. Shuli, gift idea for your spouse for Hanukkah, a bath mat. Happy holidays. What is that about? Yes, they can fine for no rabies vaccine because it's required, but only was caught because of being reported. I think he cares about those cats as much as he can care about anyone or anything. Well, that's not saying a lot. I'm late. I have nothing to say, but why is Zen in Shuli's spot? Yeah, what the fuck? Thank you. SWAT crashing into mansions, high-speed Ferrari chases, the decadence of drugs. Nope, John gets fined by animal control. All right, let's get into this. Come on, we'll get to that.
Can I have my pinky, mommy?
Did you say something?
Yep, real quick.
I like loose asshole and huge penis.
Skull, everybody. Merry Sesmas. Welcome to the show.
Yola!
Package up and
Hey,
running.
can we start the package already?
Yeah. Well, Adam's got to
Thank
go
you.
up top. There we go.
Thank you.
Anytime, Joe.
Oh, it's not Joe.
No, it's Joe.
I mean, yeah, Joe. So funny to get to see his little mouse start the show every day.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
All shaky.
Everybody knows that.
Well, not really. They all don't know it, in fact. In fact, nobody seems to know it. They love to cross the Duke, don't they? That's what they do. On a nonstop basis, they cross the Duke. They harass the Duke. They do everything they can to harass the Duke. At some point, you know, I mean, I know you're jealous.
26 cans in that case. And he's at the bottom right now.
Seems pretty empty.
Yeah.
I know I'm more famous. I know I've achieved.
Now, keep in mind, animal control. He knows animal control is coming. He's got a neighbor coming to, that's over there cleaning the house that, according to Vince, gets paid in Tito's vodka. So let's just keep that in mind. He knows some sort of law enforcement's coming to the house, and he's just, hey, crack them open.
More than any of you.
Yeah.
That's got to be warm beer. I mean, it's got to all be warm. There's no way he's going back to the fridge and with that case box.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, there was a rumor for a while in LA that he didn't have a working fridge, so that's why he left food out on the table. But if it's warm, is that going to stop him? Of course.
I think you're muted, Adam.
Oh, Adam, you're muted again, pal.
I think people who swallow pills without liquids are comfortable with warm beer.
Great point.
Right.
Great point. I could never do that ever.
But, you know, that's just because I'm talented and you're not. So I know you got a potato. You got all these guys, they all trying to take me down. You got.
Wait. He keeps the beer in the freezer? Does he really? I wonder if that's exploded yet there when he's forgotten it.
Oh, it doesn't get a chance to get cold.
That's true. You're right. You're
It's in
right.
there for 10 minutes before he takes the whole case out.
You're so right.
That's right.
All trying to take me down. It's amazing to me. Just face the facts. I'm talented. I've had a successful career. You aren't, and you haven't. It's that simple.
Yeah, Mr. Talented, you want to connect your microphone for the 87th time this week? Thanks.
It's really that simple. So, you know, keep harassing. Do what you do. Because that's all you know. You're cowards.
You know, John, Ringo Starr was trying to do something that day. Like, he had a launch, and he has to deal with the Beatles questions and whatever shit's going on in his personal life. Like, he wanted that day to go a certain way, and he wanted people to focus on whatever he was selling. And instead of that, what they remember is you. Asking him about fish sticks. Now, it's fucking hilarious. Like, it's the best thing you've ever done, but you ruined what he was setting out to do that day. And I would say it's as important to him as this traffic ticket was to you, which was clearly more important than the children, more important than your job or this money. So watch what you say, John.
Yeah. You think Sharon Stone's bodyguards wanted to get into a physical altercation that night? Of course not. They don't want any altercation.
Yeah.
And you showed up.
You think Morton Downey Jr. wanted to fight you? I mean, he probably did.
Probably did. He wanted to fight anybody.
You hear it again. It keeps coming up. Harvey Firestein, like these people tried to explain it to him, and he just didn't get it. If they liked him, it was because they liked him, and if they didn't like him, it was because they didn't like Howard.
Yeah, it's the same with the Chad's little brother jokes now. You know, it starts the same way. I had no idea I would never do such a thing. And then 5 minutes later, it's like, what do you expect me to do? Am I not supposed to fight back? I don't know. Maybe he's dead. Well, he's dead. He's not going to hear it. So let's keep going.
And his defense is, I want every prospective, employer I might have to know, if you hand me something, I will read it on the air like Anchorman. I don't have to even know what it means. In fact, I promise you, I won't.
I won't even ask. Just hand it to me and it's done.
I approve this message.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking cowards. And that's, it's sad in today's day that you guys, it's amazing. It's amazing.
In today's day.
Scola!
As opposed to yesterday's day.
Right.
Vince, will you stop with the fucking link, Vince? You drive me nuts. You totally drive me nuts. Jesus.
I mean, it's so funny. He puts out he broadcasts that whole tirade about people trying to ruin his life. And then he goes, all right, Vince, everything okay?
I'm going to send you the link. Send him the link.
I mean, holy shit.
Sorry.
Out of all the people he hates, just do it. Shitware and everybody. Only one of us has filed a lawsuit against you. Only one of us. You've had to spend money on lawyers' fees.
That was sexist. I don't want you to report me for being sexist.
Oh, he's so mad. He's so mad that he can't say what he wants. Oh, it's funny when Missy B makes fun of Jew nose, but when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait till you see today's back pedal when we get to that package price Sunday. He did the equivalent to, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. He did that today.
No.
With Jewish stuff. I got him to admit publicly that he is the father of 3 Jewish children. Finally, you're welcome, Israel. You're welcome, Jews. He denied it. He was in denial for forever. That poor Catholic, but no, they're not. Jews, Jewish vagina, Jewish kids. End of story. Thank you.
I mean, I like pastrami.
Yeah. No, he was basically like, Susanna's Jewish. She said oy vey all the time. Like, it was stuff like that. It was just so bad. It was great.
Is that him breathing like that?
People talking out there.
They do things in acting classes, which is like a private moment in public, like trying to act like no one's there while everyone's watching is very difficult. Like just taking your time and doing a simple task when thousands of people might be watching you is so difficult. He does it so effortlessly. It's like this for those just listening, this last 30 seconds might as well have been him behind, before he presses record. Like if it was me, I would be embarrassed for you to show this time of me before I was ready. And he just feels no sense of urgency. It's just miraculous. Like he's just doing at his pace and feels no sense that we're here or watching him. No urgency, nothing.
This is how you are when you're behind the curtain before you go through.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so I just put it in members only. I can see the children are at it and they're having a good old time.
Oh, you're still
putting in the L's. Ooh, that's gonna really get me. Put in the L's and the D's.
After he just members
yeah,
only mode.
Fucking believable. Vince, you fucking cry about the link every damn second. I send a link and you're not even here. Don't break my balls if you're gonna. The fucking guy's texting me.
His guests aren't showing up. He's got the letter L and the letter D spamming in his chat. It's not a good start to the show.
501. He's texting me. Where's the link? Send the link. Send the link.
Vince, I sent you the link 20 L's ago. Where were you?
I sent the link. What the fuck you want from me? All right, the link has been sent. Rob is supposed to come on. I don't know where he is. I see Pinky did an emergency show. It's so funny. So Pinky did a show at noon. And he did the show. Now, I know why. Because when you go to Play Store or Playboard, whatever it is,
Play Store, PlayStation.
when he made about $564 yesterday, but he had 3 guests, right? So now you say, yes, hold on a second, hold on.
There's Vince.
The panic.
Ooh,
Muted the mic.
Ooh, the side of that head. Wow, that's a barren wasteland.
Wow. 8 minutes.
Wow. Talk about embarrassing.
That's long.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Frog.
I will kill you.
I heard him get ho. Tell me I can't do summer stock. I'm Rubenesque.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tempted to skip ahead, but I know as soon as I do it, it's going to start. I'm going to miss it. All right, I'm going a little bit. I'm going a little bit. A little bit more.
Oh.
All right. Look who it is. It's the very needy Vincent and Bessie. How are you?
Wow.
Could I have my pinky, man?
Hold on a second. He is, again, it's like he's doing this against his will. He doesn't want to do these shows anymore. Or he thinks he's making everybody suffer. It's like he's getting back at everybody for making fun of him. What do you think?
Well, keep in mind, this John we're seeing right now returning is the John who just told a cop to fuck off in his living room. So, yeah, got a bit of a chip on the straight leveled shoulder.
And you know, when they tell you to stretch, what they mean is talk about anything other than the fact that we're stretching. And the only thing he could talk about is how Vince wasn't there yet. And that's pretty much the only thing you're not supposed to talk about. And he couldn't do it until Vince realized we weren't being entertained enough and told him to leave.
That's a great point.
Oh, stretch. I thought you said kvetch.
Yeah, like somebody's off on side stage and goes,
yeah.
He goes, oh, so now they want me to stretch because this guy isn't here yet.
Yeah. And that's what the finger thing means. It means like taffy. I get it. Okay, so here we are, folks. It's like really anything other than that would have been better.
What happened?
Oh, I'll tell you about it. Not right now. Hold on. I just got to change my mic. Everything all right?
Yeah, more concerned about you.
Yeah, change your mic from what to what?
Pain in my ass. Hold on.
There we go.
Hey, check.
Perfect.
How are you, Ben? Everything good?
It sounds horrible, dude.
Ooh.
Are you fucking with? Are you trying to do my?
No, I'm not fucking. Put the microphone near your mouth.
I'm going to turn this a little low because I have a loud voice. It is in my mouth. Hello.
There you go. There you go. Get it near your mouth.
Have you ever said that at a gig where someone gives you a mic and I don't need I got a loud mouth.
Yeah, right.
I don't need a mic. It's fine. Well, why don't you fucking tone it down then?
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
My people that clean the house were over, and
it's a team. First of all, it can't be done by just one person.
They had to clean.
And his team consists of a mother and her son.
The house because I just made a mess of it. So I was fighting with my neighbors.
Which neighbors were Maureen and Maggot John?
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, so she charged me $300. So I was trying to talk her down.
So all of that's bullshit. All of that is just a lie. He was talking to the cat people.
Yep.
All of that's just bullshit. And we know that's what he's like when he's lying.
And if you think he's paying $300 to get his fucking place cleaned, you're out of your fucking mind. No way.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
But this is to do a full house cleaning, including scrubbing the shower and all the grommets in between the tile. She does an amazing job. When she came over and she just cleaned the laundry room.
Real quick point of order, if I can.
Yeah.
The stuff in between tile is called grout.
Thank you.
Not grommets.
What's a grommet?
Grommets?
A grommet is a metal ring
Oh my God. I didn't even pick up on.
It's Wallace and Gromit, my favorite.
That's what I was
British
thinking, yeah.
cartoon.
Tide laundry detergent all over the fucking countertop.
I think he meant vomit. I think there was vomit all over the
Right.
tile.
That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. And how do you get laundry detergent all over? He's just a mess, dude. He's such a mess.
As soon as she comes in, she goes, John, why is there meat on the goddamn counter that I just cleaned? I said, well, I made a sandwich this morning before school. Yeah, fucking, yeah. You can't just fucking throw it out. So we would just fucking, it was fun.
By the way, she assumes it was making a sandwich. Like, she knows how it happened. She's asking, why are you like this? You just paid me to clean. And I mean, just the number one thing is don't have raw meat left out on the counter. She understands what you're using the meat for. That's not the reasoning. The reasoning is, why are you like this?
And think of how much meat has to be there for someone who just cleaned it yesterday to go, what the fuck is this? It's not like it's a couple of pieces, a corner, some turkey or something. It's enough meat for her to get upset about.
And it's not like it was laying in a deli wrap on top of the table where it wouldn't care, because if it was packaged right. No, it's ham all over the fucking table, ham and turkey and all kinds of shit.
Just
stuck to the counter.
I left some au jus in the sink if you want.
Au jus.
Au jus. Clip that face, they said. Yeah, it's not bad. That is not bad. Here we go.
But, you know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, they're over still. I said, I got to go. I got to come back to my show.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
So why?
And that's what he said to the officer. Not go fuck yourself. Not how dare you. It's fine. To get back to my show. Office. Be right back.
We dancing around the cat thing.
Vince, there are some.
Now again, it's the age-old tell. Back, twisted, scrunched up face, as if you just said something to him in a foreign language. Look, that's the face of a lie. Not even a liar. That's a lie face right there. If anyone's ever looking at you like that, they lying.
It's if you just told him his kid is on the phone for him.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
So why are we dancing around the cat thing?
If you watch videos of serial killers or people receiving life sentences, one of the most remarkable things is that when confronted with the fact that their life is now over, very often, there's two things that happen. There's a very big reaction, or there's really no reaction at all when the person is truly taking it in. He's reacting more than someone receiving a life sentence at this question about the cats. His face is scrunched up like it's children's theater, and we're all kids. And it's really embarrassing that it's not the tells that Vince says they are. It's just all of this energy. That's not how people react. Do you understand, John? They don't. He does that weird regressive childhood thing where he goes, "Why are you calling me today? Why are you?" And it's not fooling anybody, John. We understand what's happening, and all lies will out as they do momentarily.
Amen.
Vince, there are some things that I want to talk about.
Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. I mean, that's kind of lame, tame.
See, now there's the challenge aspect. Now Vince is telling him it's lame of you not to talk about this. And now John's going, shit, they're going to go on tonight and say I'm lame. I can't let them do that. Meanwhile, talking about it is much worse than just being lame for not talking about it.
I've had the cops at my house, John, with my kids. So when they see cops, they still have this fear because.
Now that's interesting to me because Vince obviously knows the story here. And he doesn't say I've had animal control to my house. He says I've had the cops to my house. Interesting, right?
Does Vince have pets? Is he vocal about that?
I don't think he does.
Okay, maybe he just knows John will say that, or maybe it was cops that came to his house. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's trying to get the full story out of John. So he's filling in some of the details that maybe he thinks John will not bring up.
Interesting.
High pitched, and the people would call him to my apartment, so they have to come up the stairs, up the elevator, and to my house. But they were doing a check on me. So when you get the wellness check, that happened to you once. It's hard to explain to someone that you're normal.
It was like a prop beer. It was gigantic, and a Busch Light, by the way. Well, shout out to you.
It's always at just the moment that truth is being spoken in that he makes sure you know he is not present.
Yeah. Yeah.
That face, that's the face of that kind of. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to listen to this right now.
I remember talking to him, and I would say something to him that I had hoped was interesting, and this was the face I was looking at, and then he would immediately say something completely unrelated and move on.
Yep. This is a guy prepared to deflect in 3, 2, 1.
Stairs, up the elevator, and to my house. But they were doing a check on me. So when you get the wellness check, that happened to you once. It's hard to explain to someone that you're normal when you're really not, but that you're not psycho or wanting to harm yourself.
So this is like, if you ever watch the show, The First 48 Hours, Vince is now trying to put himself, like the detectives when they interrogate the suspects, he's trying to put himself on the same level as John, so John will feel comfortable and open up. Mm-hmm. You know, on that show, they're always like, they're pretty sure this guy murdered this guy, but they don't come out and go, "Why'd you murder him?" They go, "Listen, accidents happen all the time. You know, things mess up, emotions get high, people take things too far, accidents happen. You're just upfront with me to help you out." They go, "Yeah, it was an accident. All right, life. See ya. Bye."
Yeah.
Gone.
And he started right at the top when he was like, "This is tame." And you saw John's eyes go, oh, maybe this is not as big a deal as I think.
Yeah, I've had people come to my house, John, and I'm an attorney.
Yeah, historically, people are not passionate about cats.
What's great about Vince, I always wondered why Vince wants to be associated with John so much. They're both living out fantasy lives together.
Very true.
Vince gets to live the fantasy out that he's like a stern character, like he's living this life of whether he's, like you said, he gets to be a CSI guy or whatever. John's living another fantasy like he's a celebrity, like he's got a crazy life where all this shit's happening to him, and it's really not. He's not going to Jamaica. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He doesn't have a boat. All that great stuff.
Yeah.
So for a cat, it wouldn't be a big deal.
For a cat? What are you talking about? Like, I'm blanking on this.
Oh, okay.
This guy is fucking amazing. I just can't do it. It's like, I don't even know what.
Let me tell you what I love is, for the first time, Adam did not shake his head in disgust. As soon as John threw him off, Adam went, "Yep." He goes, "Yep, that we knew that was coming." And he's mad because and Vince, he fired back with his bullshit. I don't even understand what you're saying. What? And Vince just goes, "Okay," and shuts off and goes, "Now you do a show. Go ahead." Because that's a huge majority of the reason why he brings Vince on, is because he knows Vince has these little packages prepared, and John can kick his feet up and let Vince host the show and run the show, and he just has to chime in and go, "He fucking believed this piece of shit," whatever the fuck he's.
It's amazing to me. I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's talking about, I was telling him that my cat, I have two brothers. One's fat, one's skinny. I think that's what he's saying. But, you know, this guy is always I can't have a real conversation with him, because anything I tell him becomes fodder for this fucking guy. It's amazing. All he wants to do is troll me. Now, could somebody super chat me? Tell me, get rid of Vince or keep Vince, please, because I can't deal with this.
I can't make this decision for under $4.99. So please, please.
It's nonstop. Call me a racist, saying there's no blacks in Cape Coral, calling a flop house town. Within 5 minutes, Within 5 fucking minutes, Kelsey says there's a cop in front of him. Within 5 fucking minutes, the guy takes 10 million shots at me. And he thinks I'm going to be cool with it.
Vince, you want to be famous? Let me do a documentary on you, but you have to be honest with me. You have to be. I got to see the whole walkthrough of how you set up all the sock accounts, how you schedule the times. When do you go on this show? How do you hear about these shows? What's your goal going into every show? What are you looking to get out of that? What's the most shows you've infiltrated in one day? What's the most sock accounts you've done in one day? How many do we find, Frog? Like 80 for one day?
Yeah, that's just from that one day alone. We have close to 300 of them, like, archived and blocked.
It's anyone on Twitter who complains about being blocked, you know who they are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Vince is Patrick Bateman. That's who he is.
He's out of his mind. And yeah, these guys just can never be honest.
There's one of the creators of videos on YouTube, one of the first content creators. His name is Ze Frank, Z-E Frank. You've heard his voice. You've seen his animal videos and science videos. And he does those, it's been 4 days since the humans have found me. Like, from your dog's perspective, he does science. He's a brilliant genius who really created all of the internet stuff that we do. And as an experiment, he asked people on his Facebook account to give him other people's Facebook accounts, and then he would pretend to be them for like 2 weeks. And he would post as them and he would live as them. And he was telling me about this, and I said, "Oh, and when it's done, what happens?" And he was like, "What do you mean?"
Oh no.
Well, what do you? He's like, "I just do it. I don't know. I don't, there's no real point. There's no real like lesson. I just do it." And we do need those people on these front lines that just remind us when we've gone too far and remain there. It's a very interesting, humorous perspective. I don't know if there's an end game other than just the moment and letting us see it.
I think that people like that they cross a point and then there's no turning back. There's no shutting this off. I can't walk away. That documentary on Netflix that I've talked about, My Sweet Bobby, I think it's called, or something. And it's this woman who gets catfish for 9 years from a guy in India. And he has like this circle of friends, like 9 other people. And they find out it's one person running all these accounts. And they're in charge of like 11 people's lives. And I mean, posting every day, updates, screenshots, motivational, posts, and like, it's fucking insane. It's insane. But it's a reality, especially more today than ever.
Yeah. If you watch any MTV's Catfish, for the most part, when they confront the person, they go, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that for 3 years?" They go, "I don't know."
It's John. I mean, he made it clear to all of us that he was ready, open, willing, and hoping to have Kate back in his life. Yeah. It's worth it. It's, like someone you spend money on when you're just buying this. He doesn't care. He is the perfect subject for a catfish. We could do it right now if we wanted to, and he'd be open to it.
I mean, Vince is doing it. He's puppeteering. He's like, he loves having, it's like shrinking somebody down and putting them in your, like in an exhibit, like in your, like a fish tank in your house. Like, it's just, he's got that power over this guy. And I think that's what he gets out of it, is like being able to manipulate somebody, a real person.
Yeah. He's like, "I'll fly you to Atlantic City. I'll give you a free room, but understand, I'm going to look through your pants while you're sleeping, and I'm going to humiliate you the entire trip. But that's how you pay me back."
You knew I was a scorpion.
Yep. What do we got? Dan Catalano, thank you, my friend, for giving the membership. What are we at there, Froggo? With Night Queefs. Look at him. Getting there. Real Z. Takedown. South Jersey Jim, Dodo, and Magellan. Thank you. All hail Dill Dog. Let's go.
Fucking motherfucker. Is he out of his fucking mind?
Got his.
Does he understand who he's dealing with? I'm the Duke.
Yeah, Howard used to do that smacking of the hand thing, but it wasn't like disturbing when he did it.
Not only that, the person was still, if it was somebody in studio, they were still in studio. He didn't put them backstage or take them out of the studio, then do that, then bring them back in.
I wonder what John would think if he tuned into Sirius and he found out that Howard's show was completely about radio gunk and that he spent 4 hours every day trying to explain why Monique was an enemy and anyone that has a show about, like, what would he think? How would he feel about that? Would he be like, well, that's a sane reaction?
Yeah, no, not at all. You know why? Because it would give him leverage to shit on Howard, something he's been waiting to do for forever.
Yeah.
To have some legitimate claim to shit on Howard, not the bullshit he's been crying about for years. But like,
he's looking for one. He's looking for reasons to say it's bad, as opposed to all the nice things that he did. And the fact that his show is now reduced to whatever the topic is, we're really just looking to talk shit about my enemies. That's not a show. You know, that's a grievance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an enemies list.
Yeah.
It's like we always say, it's Lenny Bruce just going over his court proceedings at the end and railing at us in this, paranoid, delusional, addicted state, and forgetting that we're not in this with you. We don't know what you're talking about. I find that sometimes here I'll talk about this stuff as if everyone follows the minutia that I do, and I get embarrassed. John is talking to this, horror film critic like he's knee deep in the shitware lore. He doesn't know what the fuck you're talking about. He just wants to talk about Terrifier 3. He doesn't care that you find Lady K effeminate, and he really doesn't understand what it has to do with Friday the 13th.
I love this guy has all these credits, and John goes, I asked you about this one movie and you didn't know who the key grip was. He goes, so I was a little suspicious about you. The guy's like, what the fuck you want from me, man? Animal Control left Stuttering John's cats in charge. They were clean, sober, and clearly more qualified to handle the situation. How you been, Mary Jane? Good to see you. Hope all is well. I can't vote in the poll. I'm too biased. Okay, as long as you know it. A guy beat up my son, so I beat up his son. I told the cops he drew first blood, so I was justified. But they still look at me. They still took me to jail. Yeah.
Speaking of the poll, I do have the results.
What do you got? Will Clay show up tomorrow? Yes, 67 frog. I think we all can agree Clay's not. I guess he's slowly taking a stand, but he ain't taking a stand anytime.
How do you buy poll votes? Is that a separate company you got to go through, or is that the same as
a nickel a vote? 50 cents to change your vote.
Yeah, Joe. How did you buy 19% of those poll votes?
Shuli's debit card, like I always do.
Hello. Where can I find a place that sells delicious fried chicken as well as affordable birthstone ring? Well, it's funny you mentioned that. We have one of our longest running sponsors, Rick's Wings and Rings, chicken and poultry together again, the way it was meant to be. Maybe they'll be around later.
Could I have my thinking, mommy?
I thought we were going to be able to talk about that issue.
Okay, Vince. Now you broke me. I didn't want to talk about it.
Okay, because you tell me things and I keep most of it in confidence.
I did not want to talk about it. Okay. Why do I want to give people the ability? Why the fuck would you want to empower people who harass people? Like, you are such a fucking weirdo. Like, you can't think forward. You can't think of the ramifications that follow what you say and do, counselor. If you really can't understand the ramifications of what you say and do, you're an idiot. I'm sorry, you're a fucking idiot. So if you want to empower people to continue harassing me, then go ahead. You're already enabling Kid Coral Kelsey to harass and stalk me. Keep that fucking smirk on your fucking keep that fucking. Go ahead, look at that fucking creepy fucking smile.
He's yelling at himself.
Monkey John.
I love it.
I'm not KC. Put the smile away. Throw it away in the fucking trash with your law degree. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Hold on. We can't just keep moving forward and not circle back to this KC mention. talk about playing him. Vince sends John a text of him and KC hanging out at Hooters. And they're like, it's a selfie. So Vince is like leaning into KC. He knows exactly what he's doing. Right away, John writes him back, "Oh, the look of love in your eyes." And I think to myself, he would have the same reaction if back in the day, Kate Meany sent him a picture with a guy. And he'd be like, "Oh, Kate, how could you?" He had the same reaction with Vince that he would have with a chick. That's how possessive he is of people. Wild.
And he had ordered chicken wings for John the night before.
Yep.
So if it was, your girl or someone you're dating, you'd be like, I took you, and now you're going for the same thing with a different person the next night.
Yeah.
Like that would hurt you if they
Right.
posted it, right? If you took them somewhere and then the next night they're there with someone else, and then they posted this fun, but that's a relationship. That's not Vince the evil lawyer and Stuttering John Melendez. Why does he need this so bad?
It's the same way where if Clay goes on somebody else's show, or if he pops into our show, he's got to explain himself. I wasn't watching to enjoy it, John. I was just catching up and trying to, spy and whatever I was supposed to be doing.
I watch it at 1.5. He's got to have excuses as to how he's watching it. And...
Yeah. Who were you with last night?
Right.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. And John is the same way. He had that whole explanation of, it was like a minute of talking before he could say, so I tuned into KB to see him talking about me. He didn't want to say, I tuned in. It's the worst thing that these people in the Dabbleverse do, which is they say the name correctly and then they pretend they don't know it and say it wrong, And it's really, really embarrassing. They all do that, that Clay Duty or Doty or whatever. I don't know. You do know. You just said it. You tuned into it. We all watch it. You watch it. It's okay. They're talking about you. We get it. We get it.
It's so funny because that night I just went back and looked. So John texts Vince out of the blue to order him food like he's been doing lately. Again, I'm sure this is just a test of his friendship. That's what he said the first time.
No, it's not the desperate move of a broke bachelor. It is a cunning way to chip at the debt he owes him. It's
right.
Economics.
Right. Well, he sends him his order for Indian food, and Vince sends him back a picture of Hooters wings and then a picture of him and KC together. And it's like, that's like Vince's way of saying, fuck you. I have a life. What do you think I am? A fucking DoorDash? Sorry, son. But who do you think you are?
Oh, it's okay.
You're the best.
You're a fucking asshole. Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Well, now that the cat's out of the bag,
you are good.
it's very simple. I told this fucking idiot. So, as you know, you got all these people who want to take the Duke down. And since they can, so when I show up my house, I get all delivery. And it's just it's just nonsense. So I told Mr. Dwarfy that they obviously tried to say that, I neglected my cats, which I did not. But Vince, why would I want to empower these fools? So by you bringing it up, you're only empowering them.
Right, John, why did you tell him
to do bullshit like
that? Why did you tell him?
And the word is embarrass. John doesn't give a fuck about who's being empowered. John cares about Vince embarrassing him by releasing this information.
So why did he tell him? Why would he tell? What's in it for John to tell him, please?
Because he's got no impulse control. He has to tell somebody. He's got to vent this emotion. And the only person that's going to listen to him or pick up is Vince. There's nobody else in his life that's going to listen to it.
Yeah, that friends list is pretty compact.
Yes. That's what you just did. Thank you, counselor.
Counselor.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
They said that I have to go to the Lee County,
right,
the sheriff's, office.
Wow,
and
those were a lot of boo boos on his hand.
To the Lee County.
Right.
Whoa, look at that! Whoa, was that from what? From today?
From punching the
Yeah.
cats.
That one's from today, but as you can see, in the video, they were there yesterday.
Yeah. But put that back up from today. Well, call me crazy, but that looks like somebody's last day at work.
It's like the brick wall outside the school where he works.
Wow.
What
And
is
this
that?
one's old, actually.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, remember when he was picking at his eye? Who was on with us that night?
He's wearing the same shirt.
He's got 6 shirts that he rotates.
That's a good point, too.
Oh, he bought 3 shirts?
I don't know. You think the sores lead to a treasure? Like a Goonies map or something?
Yes.
You're always saying, Shuli, that everything he does is wrong. Like, I don't know much, but I know you're not supposed to touch your eyes. Don't touch your eyes. And
Yeah.
it's just,
You're also not to have you're also not supposed to have open wounds appearing on your hands and feet and then claim it's eczema.
I first thought it was like a wound. Now it's a sore. You can
Yeah.
see that's not from
Yeah.
punching something. That's something that grew. You
That
know?
might be from punching something. That's in the vicinity of where you would punch a wall or a door or a little kid's cubby. I don't know. They're solid.
Of the sheriff's, office, and I'm going to have to, now, get another warrant because I mean, but
I didn't know people could issue warrants. Aren't the police supposed to issue warrants?
Actually, judges issue warrants.
Oh, whatever. It ain't your neighbor. I know your neighbor can't get a warrant on you.
it's just amazing that it's like it's just constant harassment. But you just empower them. You just let them continue this bullshit. I would not.
What happens when the cops show up for a welfare check on a cat?
No, it's not. It's not cops.
Well,
They're
John,
not.
explain. I don't. All right. So
No, it's just it's just minutia, that you have to deal with, and they, and yes, they came over. They looked at the cow. Okay, they're fine, and they leave.
Did
But-
they talk to the cat?
No, they just. But you know what really happened?
No, that's the interesting part.
Yeah.
I like because, but you know what really happened? No, you didn't want to talk about this 2 seconds ago.
We're halfway through the story. Yeah. Why don't you get to what really happened?
So what do you think?
What?
What do you think he's going to say? You think it's going to be more ridiculous than the truth? You think it's going to be even worse? Okay.
Yeah, because he's in panic mode right now. So he's not as calm as he would normally be. He didn't have time. Vince sprung this on him. He's been ambushed. So he doesn't have time. A panicked John trying to multitask. It's a disaster waiting to happen.
When he tells the truth, it's usually accompanied by, like, you're never going to believe what happened to me. You're never going to believe. And then he'll go, they were throwing desks at me. Can you believe the kids were throwing desks?
If you guys want to see the truth, listen to Chad Zumach talking about his brother. And I hate to even say it, but it's just worth noting because there are kids involved. When he talks about that, that's someone talking about something real. And that's how someone talks about something real, with the resistance to talk about it, with not really a desire to linger and, drag out all the details. The only detail that man that I heard him say was what he remembers is how his mother felt. He remembers how it destroyed his mother. And I think he said something like she died sad. And it was like over that. And then he moved on. That's how people talk when they're concerned about things. This is just a show. And I think what we're about to see is him just not know how a normal human is supposed to react. So he'll say everything. He'll say a little bit of it was necessary. It was fine. They were assholes. They were cool. It was nothing. It was everything. They're still here. They're gone. We'll get all of it.
It's so true because like when it started, I didn't know. Then it went to, I was just reading. Then it went to, I didn't know how old he was. Then it, it eventually got to, well, he's not around. So what does it matter? And what did you expect from me? And all these fucking stipulations and excuses and it's just he's just waiting for one person to be like, yeah, no, we get it, John. Yeah, no, what do they expect? You had to do what you had to do. Oh, and I love this one. When this first broke, I wasn't around. I wasn't back. I was still teaching. I said to Frog, I go,
was he?
Yeah. Look at this. What's the date?
This is November of 23.
Okay, and what is this now? This is a roast battle between Chad and Ray DeVito
on MLC.
Okay.
Is there any Morse first videos we can watch?
You said your stepdad didn't love you, but he liked you more than your brother. At least he hit you with fists and not a car.
Whoa!
Wow. It's better to be a
Okay, so now there's an example of a joke being out there while John was still broadcasting.
Can I also point something out real quick?
Yeah.
When Chad holds up that card after the joke, watch how Chad's hand is shaking after Ray says that.
with fists and not a car.
Whoa!
Wow. It's better to be a punching bag than roadkill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, I got no beef with Chad. There's plenty of other shit you can bust Chad's balls about and go after him about. That one doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, I heard Chad is fat.
Exactly. Go for it.
Well, I'm sure Chad spent the rest of the show since that point explaining how he's contacting the FBI and the authorities to take down Ray DeVito and calling out Ray's family and looking for anything from his past that he can use to hold against him in place of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Doesn't mean John saw it, Frog. It's not the point. The point is he's claiming for a fact that he wasn't even broadcasting when this thing broke, when this was out. And that's not true. And
that
he
is a good
clearly
point,
knew.
though. That is Shuli. That is a good point. Maybe he didn't see that one. Maybe he saw this one.
You're a fucking such a
Chad's
tough guy.
dead brother. That's good enough. I'll read it.
There you go.
Maybe
All
saw that one.
Okay. Maybe that was two. Maybe he missed two. You know, you never know. Shit happens. But here's what I do know. Somebody sent him jokes or bullet points to go after Chad. One of them clearly said, talk about his brother. His brother got run over. Didn't mention a car. Didn't mention what gear the car was in. Didn't mention the details of it. John added that after just seeing something cold for the first time and reading it. Here. Own it.
I'm
Own
sorry,
it.
guys. What's this? Somebody just handed me something.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm not going to read it.
Oh, no. You son of a bitch.
Can you believe it?
You're supposed to read it as soon
No.
as it get handed to you.
I didn't like what it said. And I have reading comprehension skills, so I used them.
You're one of those. Huh?
You know, and I brag about it too.
Pathetic.
Yeah, I want to know. That's the interesting part.
Yeah, I know it's interesting, but it's funny. So Maureen goes, John, just do your show. I'll handle this. And I read the guy to fucking riot act. I fucking went ballistic. I go, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's how you know the guy's not in his house anymore, because this story's coming out now. I fucking told him. I got right up in his face.
I rescued fucking two fucking cats.
Also explains why he got a fine.
If this part is true, yeah, it would explain it.
You rescued two cats? What do you think this guy does for a living? It's his job. Like, he did that this morning. He's trying to rescue your two cats, John. Like, he's not impressed. He's happy, but he's not won over by the fact that you've rescued two cats. That's just what he does. Help him. He's not a motherfucker by any sense of the word. His job is noble. Shut the fuck up. And no, he wasn't big-timed by you having to get back to your online busking.
You don't think these animal control guys, they come home after a long day and they go, you know, we showed up to this one guy's house. He was dog fighting ring, all these dogs in cages. Man, he was a funny guy. I mean, if this guy could tell a story. They were dead dogs too, but let me tell you something. What a conversationalist this guy. Man.
Honey, do you remember Jay Leno's headlines? Yeah, this guy helped write them. Can you believe it? No, tons of dead dogs everywhere. Yeah, but he helped write the headlines. Jaywalking, that's the guy. I couldn't believe it.
You know, officer, I'd love to help you, but I'm live right now.
Come back a little bit later. Thanks.
Yeah. Come back when we're done shooting.
Yeah.
Of my goddamn kids. And then and then and then you believe some anonymous asshole. I mean, it's amazing. So so I'm doing all the right things, and you get punished for it.
Wow,
that's something.
Could I have my thinking, mommy?
Isn't that so? That's amazing. That is John 101 right there. So I'm the hero, and yet I'm being punished for it as well. Huh. Go figure that one out.
And it's real childish language, and it's the same
Yes.
language he was using with Gary when he was like, I did good, or I was doing good, or I wasn't doing bad. I did good. I did the right thing, and I still get punished. Yeah, kids learn that at like 4 or 5. They learn that really young, that life isn't always fair. And I'm sorry you never learned it, but that's why these shows are so popular.
And again, to circle back to Blunder, the thing I love the most about it, and it's so amazing, is the fact that he hasn't changed one bit. And, back to that Gary episode, it was amazing to see everything is still the same. Any little thing he does without fucking up is a victory lap, as if he's never fucked it up before, ever. And nothing explained that better than Gary saying, a week, John was on time for a week. And he goes, Gary, you see, I'm on time this whole week. And Gary's like, come to me in 5 years that you haven't been late, that you haven't missed a day. Then come talk to me. Put your fucking arms down.
It's the things he says that, listen, I'm here. I showered. Like, what? This shouldn't even be a thing you should be proud of. Like, I even showered before I came to work today. Where's my accolades?
I've never spit in your food, Howard, and I've gotten you lunch for a long time.
I combed my hair.
Right.
Brushed my teeth.
I rescued the cats. Do we have to discuss the kind of life they have? I rescued them. Well, I think they might be better in the shelter, John, because this sounds like a fucking clotting nightmare.
Yeah.
What did these cats ever do for me? Nothing.
It's one thing. Hold on, Marcos. Are you paying for views and gifts? Yes. It's one thing for animal control to show up, come in and go, okay, we got a call. Everything checks out. Have a great day. Boom, leave. It's another thing for, well, like Vince said, police showing up, then animal control, then a fine. What the hell's going on there?
I had a blue-nosed pit bull for a long time. And when you have one and you live in an urban area, she would confront people all the time. And it's a thing. It's a thing people are going to have a response to. It's a thing people are going to freak out about. There's going to be instances, and it's a very powerful animal. So you just have to be aware of all of this stuff. There's just no world where I see animal control for any reason going, hey, can we talk to you about this pit bull? And me being, go fuck yourself. How dare you talk to me like that? Like, I would just want to know. Yeah. I would want to know. And you said it. That's why he got the fine.
Yeah, I remember we had a cat that passed away in New York, and my wife and kids were visiting my folks in Vegas. And I just couldn't bear having to tell the kids that their cat passed away. So like I went to this rescue shelter and I found this cat and I said, listen, here's my story. Because the whole thing is like, it takes time. Like they have to go through the whole vetting process. And I'm like, listen, they're home in 3 days. I would love for there to be a cat at home for them to ease this pain a little bit. And the woman's like, I got to come by your apartment, look at it and see if it's livable for a cat. And my first instinct's like, my 2 kids are still alive. I mean, that should go for something, but they are 100% within their right to go, before we hand this animal over that's already been traumatized, let's make sure we're handing them to somebody that has the right environment for them. So this cycle.
There were times I was trying to rescue a pit bull that was going to be eliminated if I did it, and they were still like, we want to make sure this is a safe environment. Otherwise, we're not doing it. So I get it. And the fact that he has no respect for what they do, he instinctually hates them, shows you how he feels about anybody that's really trying to help him.
Yeah. Yeah, I moved to Alabama. I get a gun, concealed carry permit in 3 days. 4 days.
I'm in the state of Alabama.
And a dog. The dog came with it. More fake memberships? Let me guess. The Johnsons are about to show up and drop 100? I don't know. I think the Johnsons are busy banging.
Why don't you drop 100 pounds, fatso? Right, bitch. Eat it, bitch. You know what's funny is that Joe made a funny joke about him getting in their face, and that's why he got fined. But you know goddamn well he did nothing. He was sitting there scared out of his mind, going, "Okay, officer, okay." And he got a fine because there was some fucked up shit going on in that house with those cats. They looked like they were abused. You know, they only stay in one room, right? They can only stay in one room. They're scratching at the walls. They probably, have mountains of cat shit in their litter box.
That's such a good point. Do you think they were like, why are there scratches all over the doors and walls?
Oh my God. A cry for help. They're trying to escape. Wow. I didn't even think about that. But again, to your point, Anthony, you're so right, because even the Ralph and John fight we watched today, John is the most vocal and talking the most shit in the back office when there's another human being between them. That you can see. Oh, rip your fucking face off, fucker. And there's a big fucking guy standing in between him and John. So if you think he's telling some animal control officer or police officer to go fuck himself, you're out of your mind. No way.
Especially if they have a badge and a gun. There's no way.
I hope it's a cop. That'll be fun when he plays the police benefit when he comes and does his stand-up in a couple months or whatever that is.
The cat, but it was amazing.
Hold on, sorry.
It's amazing. So I'm doing all the right things, and you get punished for it.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
No, but the fucking cop was found in the cat. But it was amazing. The guy could fucking use a few less stops at fucking Dunkin' Donuts. But anyway.
So this is a guy that's performing for police officers because he loves cops, but this fat fuck needs to stop going to Dunkin' Donuts all the time.
That's going to go over great at the benefit.
Open with that, John.
So then I'm livid, and I'm just like, all right. So he sees cat. He sees Wilby, who doesn't give a fuck, because all fucking Wilby cares about is eating, shitting, and fucking meowing at 3 a.m. So
Sounds
he can
like
eat.
You.
Yeah. So that's all Wilby does. But Xavier, he's the scaredy cat. He's why they are called scaredy cats. So I get it fucking. So they go, John, we can't find Xavier. This Marine, she smokes a lot. You've heard of. We don't know if we don't know if
Again, he's so dumb. This guy that puppeteers him every day for years on end. He's introducing him to his neighbors. He's letting him get to know him. This is the worst guy you want to do that with.
I'm not saying it's healthy or not, but people, feel that their pets are their children.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to guess that the people who have dedicated their life and profession to protecting these animals probably feel similarly. So when you say to them, oh, yeah, one of my kids is right here. One of my kids, them. They're scared and hiding in the closet. That doesn't bode well. No, it's not a personality quirk of the cat. That's why they're here. That's why they're here.
My youngest, he's the reason why they call traumatized for children. He's just, he's silly. He's silly business.
But kids.
He's scared and hiding behind the washing machine. 8-year-old.
You know how it is.
They
hate their father. They're malnourished. You know how it is. They haven't been groomed. Teenagers,
They tried to go home with somebody else when they were leaving. Yeah,
they're screaming help. They learned how to meow help. You know how they go.
Go home with somebody else. They try to be somebody else. That's the ultimate.
Are.
Holy shit.
Cat ran away. I go, no. So I go, all right. Now I gotta She's the one who told me to do the show. Just do your show. And I knew there was going to be something, which is why I was so aggravated. So I go, all right. Fucking. So I go, so of course I check all of his hiding spots because I know most of them. Now it's an Easter egg hunt. This motherfucker decided to somehow get into one of the guest room fucking closets and somehow hide somewhere in there. And of course I know because I'm his daddy, and I find the fucking thing. Oh, there he is. So then
I'm his daddy, so I find the fucking thing.
some fuck cop. No, he sees him. Xavier sees him and fucking runs right the fuck out, and then we have to find him again. And now we have to find him, and he's hiding on a shelf in the fucking shitter room.
Yeah, as someone who really doesn't trust people would do. As someone who knows when you're looking for them, better hide and run away. That's what you're showing them.
And the best is 5 minutes ago, he threw Vince out and told him, how dare you ambush me with this? I don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
And now we're getting a full play-by-play. Well played, counselor.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
I don't know, because he's...
How long is he going to be there for?
What do you mean he's got to check, make sure? I mean, he's already checked the food. I have plenty of food, plenty of water. Cats are healthy.
It is a great question. Like, how much... What, are they bringing an operating table with them? How long is this checkup? They had to find shit.
He's like, I'm an entertainer. I can't talk to these protective services right now because I have to go entertain. And you can hear clearly that my show consists of complaining about you being here and explaining to this audience why everything's fine. Like, I would take that as a clue that things are not fine. If you'd rather talk to them than hear what the fuck is happening. Maybe they're here to tell you that the grass is poison or there's a chemical they're using that you got to make sure the cats don't get into. You're not concerned at all with what they have to say. And that's how they know for a fact you're a bad parent.
Yeah. They go, odds are he doesn't have time to take care of his cats because he doesn't have time to talk to law enforcement about the fact that we're here because he's not taking care of his cats. Sorry, it's a union house. I got to be done at a certain time or I get charged extra. I hope you...
Now, again, if they saw John, because that's his mom's house, I'm sure a lot of it's not even touched. She's not even allowed to go in some of those rooms. But if they saw the apartment he was living in when he adopted those cats, I'm sure they wouldn't even let him near a cat at that point. We saw how his apartment was when he was being evicted.
Yep.
The stovetop, the floor around it. I mean, it was just covered in shit. His self-proclaimed, his bed was covered in shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Those photos of the place for sale, they literally had cat shit in the pictures. I mean, unbelievable.
Fine, but the
AC
point...
blasting.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
But the reason why I didn't want to bring it up is because it gives them a win. Like, oh, we got John again, But then again, what's the win really? I mean, all they're just proving.
This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire when they're going through the thought process, but he has yet to have a question asked. He's now doing point counterpoint with himself.
Because that's all he cares about is what other people think and what they're going to say. He doesn't care about the cats. It's something unique to him and to Aaron. They both think that dealings with law enforcement are a sign of weakness, and they need to portray them as these, positive, equal experiences. They think maybe there was an experience where they were made to be lesser than, and they want us to know that was never the case. We were either equals or I was berating them. I lived with this pit bull in many different buildings all over different cities. People always had something to say about it.
Yeah.
They'd knock on my door. There'd be building managers. There'd be neighbors. Some were justified. Some were just scared of this animal and didn't know what to do. It never occurred to me to ignore them or make them, wait while I self-tape about them. Like it's crazy the lack of concern he has for anything they have to say, and just why he thinks telling us that is a flex. Like, I showed those animal control people. Why do you think we would be impressed by that and not impressed by your concern? Like, tell us what happened. I would tell you the pit bull story, whether they were right or wrong. This is what happened. I know how I feel about it. It's the fact that he's cosplaying as someone who has a healthy relationship with these animals that makes it all sound so fucking fantastical.
That's a good point, man. He should be treating this the same way if somebody called Child Protective Services on his kids. He should be on here outraged, like crying, like so angry that you would physically see him distraught. That who the fuck would do I love my kids so fucking much. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that? Have people come to my home? I mean, these kids are my life. You know, same thing with cats. People love their cats way more than they love people.
Yeah, but if he told a story of him driving cross country and one of his kids got between his gas pedal and the floorboard, you'd go, this guy really doesn't give a shit about his kids.
Right.
He lets them fucking run all over the car.
And if they said, look, they're in Florida, they need this shot and this rabies shot, I would explain that. You couldn't explain it like, and now I got to do this fucking thing so this animal doesn't die on me. Jesus Christ. Because they got different diseases in Florida. So this, like, you're the vaccine guy, John. You're the one who says everyone should get a vaccine. Vaccine the cats and shut the fuck up. You're complaining about the price while begging Vince for chicken wings. You know, if you had a fucking fundraiser for Magneto, they'd still be here. If you had a fundraiser for those cats, every dabbler. If there was a scenario where you were raising money to remove those cats from your custody, thousands would come instantly. Just from me, let alone every dabbler that would be so overjoyed to be able to keep doing this and not worry about your fucking cats more than you do.
And I think, I was going to say, I don't think a lot of people would donate because they would be under the impression that he's going to just use the money for himself.
Well, because he'd Venmo it to somebody else, and then they'd have to write a check, and then they'd have to change it to cash, and they'd have to mail that cash to him, and then he'd have to get, And
much like John, I'm counterpointing myself, and I'm going, people would still donate knowing that fact just so they could hold that against him when he does get caught for stealing the funds.
You said that, it made me think of the time, unrelated, where he asked people to mail him posters. He would sign them and then mail them back to him. It's like you think he's just being like crafty or something, but no, I mean, he's a dummy.
It's like the $100 tier for his membership. From 20 on to $100, every tier, the perk is the same thing. If you're where I'm at, I'm gonna take you and get you a drink. But you got to figure out where I'm at. Then you got to be there when I'm there, and then we'll hang out, baby.
Maybe.
Because I'm a good fucking animal lover. I mean, that's all they're proving is that I love my fucking cats, and now I've been vindicated because my cats are fucking healthy and well taken care of.
Yeah, that's why animal control's been there for 58 minutes because the cats are great.
But again, this is the harassment, Vince, and this is where, when you are allowed to represent me at some point, there are people that I'm going to want.
Now, why would he want Vince to represent him? He's an asshole. He's racist, according to John. He uses the N-word. All this stuff. Why would he want Vince to represent him?
Do you remember when he was looking for a cameraman in D.C.?
Yeah.
And we learned really quickly that the only criteria he was looking for is that you must know who I am and have heard what I did in the 90s on the Howard Stern show. That was it. There was some guy who listed the lenses and the equipment and his relative experience, and he skipped that person without even thinking about it and went to the guy who didn't say anything he had, but mentioned he loved his work on the Stern show, and that's who he hired. And that's how he picks lawyers.
Yeah. Yeah. And also he knows if Vince is going to represent him, it ain't going to cost him as much as a lawyer that he would have to hire. So again, it's about fucking people over. He's like a 9-ball, pool player. He's thinking 2-3 fuck-overs ahead from where he's at in the moment.
Yeah, he's a shot to nothing guy. That's
right.
To sue.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Hey, Rob. Hey.
We got him.
What's up, Rob? Newspayer.
Hold on, Rob.
Newspayer?
Rob, don't be sure yet. Come in as Rob first. And
I love this part because Rob was so excited because John kept telling him, Vince said your impression's hilarious. And Rob's like, oh, yeah, well, and he couldn't wait to do the impression for Vince. He comes in as me, and the first thing John tells him is leave. Don't come in as Shuli. Come back in as yourself. Poor son of a bitch can't win.
This is my big break.
then we'll have fun. I just want to explain something.
Oh.
All right.
Then we'll be anti-Semitic. First, let's talk.
He spent all that time putting on that shit.
Yeah.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Kim and Josh Johnson. Look at John's rage. This is your prize, folks.
Now, shitware, I'm sure. I mean,
so bad. I don't even care about the nose and the anti-Semitic shit. I don't give a shit. It's so unfunny. That's what upsets me the most about this.
No, it's more offensive to improv than it is to Jewish
really
people.
is. It really is.
And the fact that John gives him a like, you held your own, kid, kind of attitude
I was
about
blown
their
away.
banter. You know, you're messing with the pros now, and you really, yeah.
Who is that? Man, for a guy who takes a jitney to work, you're really quick on your feet.
You know, Rob, I threw you into the fire and you came out of it. Unbelievable.
Hey, it was a test. You passed.
I mean, people are going to say that somehow.
Is Vince frozen or is this?
Oh, look at the name, Shuli Shekels. Johnny, I thought there was nothing offensive about Shekels.
He has that dumb look.
No, he has that dumb smile. But believe me, that's why Laura doesn't have sex with him. But like people are going to say that skull cap, whatever you have, is anti-Semitic because that's what the shitware likes to do. Everything is even the flannel is anti-Semitic.
Oh, Vince loved the bit so much he left right when it started, and he doesn't come back.
He left. I was in New York City one time. I saw a guy walking around with a skull cap, and I ripped it off his head. I said, "Get out of my country, Jew."
Good for you.
What he's talking about, right? Skull caps? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a theater guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wasn't it just a few minutes ago that John was like, Vince, you come in here and you just make fun of me. You make fun of where I live. He didn't say anything mean. He was just like, you hit me with all these personal shots. Like, who the hell wants to take that? Anyway, I'm fucking your wife, Lori. And he just, as soon as he comes in, he's just hitting him with everything he can. But that's completely fair.
Yeah, I'll be below deck. You and your kids will be top deck. And then I'm just going to bang your wife and we'll meet in the middle. Come on.
Yeah, I just want to ask John one question. When is it okay to make fun of your kids? Because there are instances where you are justified in making fun of others. So, okay, when is it okay to make fun of your kids? When he says never. So then why are you allowed? What if somebody feels you drew first blood, John? What if they think you? What if they're wrong about it? You've been wrong about many things. What if you got some misinformation? They did, and they feel like you did it first. Are they justified then? If not, why? These questions break him, like the whole Chad situation. And like this thing here, Vince doesn't think it's funny. Nobody thinks it's funny because it's not funny. It's just mean and stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And if Vince tells you there's an issue with it, you've crossed the line.
I mean, you never go full Jew. You never go full retard. You never go full black.
Don't.
Like, how is Rob? Yeah.
I was just going to say, you can't go full anything these
No.
days.
How is Rob going to go to a job interview or even think he's going to be having a career in show business with this video around him going, I'm Shuli Shekels?
I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of the jobs he'll be getting, they're not going to be doing a lot of background checks on the internet.
Why is this Danish guy from Massapequa the decider of what is offensive to trans people and to Jewish people? Why are you taking on that mantle? And why are you like, excuse me, Shuli, I'll take it from here. I'll let you know when you're offended and when you're not.
Yeah, and let's be honest here. This guy, if God forbid, if I drop dead tomorrow, you think he's going to come out with party fucking favors, celebrate? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, that's who this guy is. So you don't sit here and now you're going to sit here and go, I would never want this to happen to so I would shut the fuck up. We know who you are.
He lists being Puerto Rican as one of the many negative traits he has.
Well, I agree with that.
Well,
Oh
shit!
Hold on.
Now
Shuli's coming. This is the cool.
that's the trifecta of anti-Semitism. Oh no!
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
What was
I didn't want Vince. Of course, can't shut the
Fresh
fucking
Jew of
mouth.
Bel Air? Is that?
Yeah, I'm a rapper apparently. Or a
Oh,
hype man.
I mean, oi, oi, oi. What's up, homies?
I was telling him
So
the story
wild.
that I told you about the dumbass, which you and I both said, don't bring it up.
Told you not to bring up on air. So here we are.
Here we
No,
go.
I didn't want to. Dickhead did because
Well,
he
it's
doesn't
very
care.
interesting. I
Because
care,
he
but that's
doesn't care.
interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, Rob. But anyway, so just
What is the thing that Vince brought up that he didn't want brought
The
up?
cat thing.
Oh. I thought it's something Rob didn't want brought up.
forget about that. But that's what I didn't want to bring it up. But again, I'll talk about anything. But I hate giving these guys. Oh, look what we did! Look what we did! But at the end of the day, Rob,
Could it be that somebody, and again, I don't like the idea of people sending people to houses. Like, it's not cool. But could it be that somebody legitimately was concerned about the cats and wanted them checked on?
I agree. I think so.
Possible. Possible.
Yeah.
You know? There's news stories of parents that let their kid walk from the house to a park or something or a store. And people called the cops and said there's two kids walking down the street unattended, and the parents got in trouble, for not letting it's the day and age we live in, man. People can reach out and get involved, right or wrong. It can happen. And if you're doing a show on stream where people see your cats, they don't look good, maybe somebody might get involved. But, if it's just to fucking cause trouble and bullshit, it's different than swatting somebody, right?
Yeah,
that happens a lot in the streaming and gaming community where they literally say someone has been murdered here, there's hostages, whatever. And people, SWAT team shows up locked and loaded, ready to, kill or be killed, right? Like life or death.
Yeah.
That's their
Guns
job.
drawn. Your kids are in the house, your wife, whatever.
There's people that were killed for it, over that shit.
It's just like everything else with John. He wants all of the praise for having rescued the cats. He wants the, the flirty, romantic look. I'm the kind of sensitive guy who has cats. Watch me pet them on air. But when then people have another thought about it, he goes, "How dare you? And how dare you get involved in my personal life? And how dare you judge me?" He wants all the praise, but he rejects anything else that has to do with it. He's like, I will talk about my gig, but how dare you talk about how many people were in the seats? It's gonna come up, dude.
Yeah, all the perks, none of the work. That's this guy's MO, man.
That's right.
What they did was vindicate me. Another win for the Duke, because now they know that the Duke's cats are fine and the Duke is a good cat owner. Oh, you lose, sir. I say good day, sir.
That's
Could I have my pinky, man?
That's the sell for himself.
No, she was actually telling me to shut up
Right.
because I was fucking screaming.
It wasn't an actual cop at your house, was it? It was.
Well, actually, in Florida,
That's
the
what Kate
animal,
Coral says.
Yeah, in Florida, the animal cops have guns and everything. I mean, they are.
Wow.
They're real cops, and I was fucking and
I thought they just had like a whip and a leash or something. Turns out they got guns.
Those little lassos. No, they have. I'm sure every protective service or whatever, what is it? Animal control. They all have guns. Yeah, you don't know if there's. God forbid you got to put a dog down or something or.
First of all, it's Florida.
Yeah,
Who
they have
knows?
alligators. And
Yeah,
they have all
things.
kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, all bets are off, dude.
Coyotes. All
I was fucking screaming at this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Regardless of how mean you think I was to those cats, I'm sure I'll win all of your approval by showing you how shitty I was to the people checking up on them.
It's like when he brags about how filthy he is, and he said people are telling stories of how disgusting John is, and he's ear to ear, smiling, laughing, loving every second of it. All you guys do is goof on. You fucking goof on you. You love being disgusting. You love being the fucking gross one with a car full of trash, with no sheets on the bed, cat shit. You wake up next to cat shit and go back to sleep. What?
And for somebody who says over and over again, nobody told me, and how am I supposed to know? Just like the ghost of Christmas past, you showed him like yesterday a video of Gary saying to him, hey, listen, man, when you make fun of people and do pranks on them, like wake them up, they're gonna do something to you in return, right? It's gonna happen. And he couldn't accept it. He couldn't accept it then, and he still doesn't.
He will never accept it, ever. It's just not going to happen.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Have you ever referred to a black person as a privately?
Oh my God! Oh
wow!
Yikes!
Oh no!
Because I don't condone that behavior, but I know white people do that.
If you get my fucking channel struck, I'll fucking sue you.
Did you say the N-word?
Vince dropped an N-bomb.
Wow.
John, you're not going to get struck for a word, dude.
Don't fucking use that terminology in my show. Now you're in a timeout.
Wow, that's strict.
I leave
Yeah, Dad John just showed up.
for 2
Mr.
seconds.
Woke.
This asshole does shit
Mr.
like that.
Democrat, Mr. Human Rights. You know what? Time out. You scamp. Get out of here, you little knucklehead.
Think about what you did in timeout.
Yeah.
Rob, can you reel that
N-word out?
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
I think he said the N-word.
Yes,
John.
and again, first of all, he's trying to claim I'm an anti-Semite. Well, my girlfriend before my wife was Jewish. My wife was Jewish. My kids in the Jewish community would say are
Let me tell you, can I just tell you something? First of all, people confirming it was a hard R. I like your new profile pic, bro. That's killer.
I want that on a shirt.
Hold on. Let me go back.
Again, first of all, he's trying to claim I'm an anti-Semite. Well, my girlfriend before my wife was Jewish. My wife was Jewish. My kids in the Jewish community would say are Jewish, or at least half Jewish.
Yeah, that's kidding.
See, he can't admit it. He can't say it that his kids are Jewish. That's weird.
What's weird is, why does he start with my girlfriend before my wife? First things first, my girlfriend before my wife was Jewish.
Not the mother of my children.
Say
You
no
don't start
more.
with
Yeah,
that,
stop
right.
there. Why would he say that? And unfortunately, he doesn't know that that's what racist people say, John.
Yeah.
They go, how can I be anti-Semitic? My accountant's Jewish. How can I be racist? I know a black person. It turns out both can coexist, John.
Yeah. I'm tell you right now, God rest her soul, but my mom was racist. And when I would call her out on it, she would go, I have a black friend, Mitzi. How many black women you know named Mitzi? Not a lot. And you know, but that was her move.
And what's even worse than the racism, and you show how it's possible, or he shows you how it's possible, when he refers to famous people, like, I still don't know what Jack Klugman's son's name is, because he never fucking said it. He was only Jack Klugman's son. And by the way, how do you think Jack Klugman's son feels about that when you only refer to him as that, when you introduce him to people as that, which you know you did? This is Jack Klugman's son. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? Since I only exist as this thing. That's how he sees people.
Yeah. He's like a little accessory that he brings around with him.
You know, some of my best friends have black friends. I don't know if
That's
you know
true.
that.
That's true. I've heard
true.
about that.
And my steady girlfriend.
What's that, buddy?
By John's logic, couldn't Cumia say the same thing? I'm not an anti-Semite. I'm friends with Shuli.
Absolutely, and he should. I'll make sure he'll say that Sunday night. See how John reacts to that.
He says it around tax season for sure.
After my wife was Jewish, but I'm some.
Oh, great example. Like D. Snyder's cousin. Remember that one, Adam? Because we're going to Belmont. D. Snyder's cousin's gonna be there.
I think we're taking away from Joe's awesome producing right here.
Yeah.
Are we focusing on the fact that Rob's trying to hide his big titties?
I don't know what he was fidgeting with, but it just looked weird.
All right,
I thought you were zooming in on the fact that he's doing this like wildly anti-Semitic Shylock bit while wearing a Seinfeld shirt.
That is pretty good too. There's levels to this. All right.
It was a conscious decision to wear the Seinfeld shirt when I was making fun of Jews.
Or is this true? Word is Xavier's getting dog surgery.
Oh, that's right.
That's a good one.
Is that the older cat?
That's a chat of the night right there.
And my steady girlfriend after my wife was Jewish, but I'm somehow an anti-Semite, Rob.
Yeah, well,
I don't understand how that's possible.
It's just whatever fits in with their narrative is whatever is true.
And you're an anti-Semite. Why? Because Shitway's got a big nose and those dumb glasses.
So I have a big nose, but then the other day he said I got a nose job. He thinks I got a nose job. So how big was this fucking thing before the nose job?
I know.
Jesus.
But he doesn't get that saying that is offensive. He doesn't get that the act of saying like, oh, geez.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's on a roll. Let him cook, man. Let him cook.
The doctor fixed it with a baseball bat. Like, what the fuck did he do?
But we're bad. But Missy B and Pocky.
Yeah, just own it. Just own it.
They're okay.
I'm not going to own it because I'm not going to own it like Anthony Cumia and Missy B because I'm not a racist. I bought.
You keep telling yourself that, Shuli Shekels. You keep telling yourself that.
A mask that looked like Shuli. I mentioned one time on my show, I said, oh my God, Shuli looks like he's wearing those like glasses with the nose.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
He's got to somehow justify in his own puny head that it's okay because they already said they hate.
Yeah, don't be a pussy. Own it. Like Missy B and Anthony Cumia, they're brave.
Yeah, because they already said they hate the Jews.
We like
they already said they hate the black.
Anti-Semites, but we think you're closeted anti-Semite, so we don't like that.
It's amazing. So here we go.
Oh God.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
And why is Silent Mike with the fucking stupid hat? Are they trying to ramp it up to? I mean, is he trying to be? Is that supposed to be a funny thing with the hat?
I don't know if you've picked up on this, but I brought this up the other night because he's been drinking a lot more, and I'm noticing that the drunker he gets, the less sentences he finishes. He's constantly jumping like Frogger. He's jumping from one spot to the next. And he's like, because I saw the guy, and 2 days ago, I mean, before that, I was driving. You see this movie? You know, and that's a fucking conversation with him when he's this hammered.
The only thing I can compare it to is a kid playing, because it's the same reason he does that and then he shuts it off while he's still talking. He still hears it. It only sounds uncomfortable to the entire audience. Like everything in his mind is we're all in his mind and we hear what he hears. So he thinks it's all from his perspective, and like, we get it. Don't ramble. Yeah. You know, when you, and then we get it, John. Of course, we're in your head. We know exactly what you're saying. Meanwhile, it's been a couple minutes and you haven't said anything. You've just jumped from sentence to sentence and then imagined in your mind what your enemies would say and then responded to that. And you kind of don't need us in this conversation anymore. We can leave and this will just keep going.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah.
I mean, these guys have
I'll give you the same energy. Shuli, I think you're a disgusting piece of shit. You're a grimy snake. You're a nobody. And as you see I told Bob Levy this before, and he didn't want to listen to me. I said, Bob, don't you remember what a disgusting, grimy snake? And by the way, all the anti-Semitic things Bob called him. And I go, you want to work with this guy? And then now Bob's gone and yelling and with Kevin Brennan about what a piece of shit Shuli is. I mean, but I get the credit for it. Okay. All right.
But I get the credit for it? Who's giving you credit? Who's praising you in any way, shape, or form about anything, Rob?
I'll take the credit for it.
I'll do you one better. Why are you here, Rob?
Why? Yeah, I got an even better one. If I'm a nobody, what the fuck are you? What are you on that scale, Rob? You go out shopping for clothes similar to mine. That's what your show is. Here, Rob, I'm going to start wearing this now. You need to go out and buy a wig now, Rob, because this is my new look, and I'm not taking it off. Every show, this is going to be me. So find a hair system. Good luck. Good luck. It's about $1,200.
You have any mascara from your wife?
No, I have my own.
Oh, okay.
I told you so.
Put that on.
Yeah.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
I bet you if I show up tomorrow night's Rico dressed as Stevie Nicks, he falls in love with me. What do you think of that?
I believe it.
Yeah, I got that.
I believe if you show up with a straw in your asshole with cocaine around it,
Boof.
you
Boof
would know exactly what to do to you.
Rob, there's nobody who has dealt with shitware on a regular basis who has anything good to say about him. I mean, he's always, and you know, Silent Mike and Log Cabin Larry at some point are going to say what an asshole he is.
Yeah,
I said it last night.
It's only a matter of time. I mark my words.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
I didn't reach out to him. I got these texts out of the blue from him.
No, not out of the blue, shitware.
He's no different than John.
You were making up lies.
I'm not. You're no different than me. Oh, like I've ever texted shitware. I never have. But you're no different than me.
That's exactly what my point was, is that you both text me, John. That's what I was trying to say with that. Drunken buffoon. You want to read these then as Rob?
Yeah,
because shitware can't read because he didn't get a high school diploma.
Yeah, you don't read these?
in a vial. Let me get at it.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Oh my God. Rob, why would you say those?
No.
Why would you say that? I mean, come on.
I was just being silly.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
He is best friends or hanging out with the person who's actually fucking applauding Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, he said, why don't you just admit it on air?
Again, here's what I don't understand. You hate me with every fiber in your body. Why do you care who I'm friends with? Why does that bother you? What do you care? You can't even admit your kids are Jewish. Now you're going to go defend Jewish people? Fuck you. We don't need you. Fuck off.
I heard him saying the other day within the same breath about, how untalented, useless, and ineffectual you are, and also how you managed to turn a list of about a dozen former friends of his against him. Simply, as soon as they come into contact with you, their friendship is no more, and you work your magic Jew spells and just turn everyone again. Like, he holds you responsible because he can't look at himself and say, what did I do to cause any of this? So he believes you are useless and a mastermind at the same time.
Yeah. And what's crazy is he's not the first guy in the Dabbleverse to accuse me of said thing. Stevie Lou once said, I tried to get into his mind, but he didn't allow it. So.
It's John, how strong could this friendship be if someone they don't know stepping in and saying some shit could completely turn them against you? That doesn't sound like a very good friend to begin with. That's probably not a friend.
Yeah, I was texting with Fitzdog the other day. What do you think of that?
Oh, that reminds me. Go to tsnmerch.store. We are selling bottles of Gypsy Tears in case Shuli tries to get into your mind. Those will ward off any Jew spells that might be around you. Thank you.
Shuli protect.
All right, so you got mad, and you probably.
Listen, I don't hate Jews. I hate Shuli. Just like
No, I know.
So text me that I'm a Shuli pussy. Why you text me that I'm a Jew pussy if you don't hate Jews? And because I was saying things about you you didn't like? What kind of show do you do? What do you do on John's show every day? What do you talk about besides everybody's wife? You don't even have the balls to go after the actual people. Get the fuck out.
I don't know if he's aware that classically, Your Honor, I don't hate Jews. I just hate this one Jew. It's not a great defense. It's not the best.
No, it's not.
He's like,
Yeah.
no, he's like a girl walking around with a low cut top going, everybody's staring at my tits.
Yep.
Why is everybody staring at my dude, you want to be here. You want that negative attention. You are the self-proclaimed villain of the Dabbleverse. And the minute you start getting negative feedback, you can't take it.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk. I got to talk to you backstage first. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. Now we understand each other. Good. All right.
Could I have my thinking, mommy?
Use your words, Shuli.
Thanks to the 5. John, I'll tell you how the spud got in. Producer Joe is in your computer and sent the link. He also sent it to Mike, but Mike was chicken. Really? Get the fuck out of here. That one's in my fucking computer. Diablo Sandwich takes the fiber. Zoom hearings are publicly accessible. There is the answer. No different than sitting in a public courtroom. You showed kids in your Zoom, not Cardiff. Comment, Vince. First of all, I do not believe I did. And if I did, it was not intentional. And again,
what am I supposed to be in control of these kids? They do whatever they want.
Yeah, and again, his last name is Sandwich, John. You don't have to legally defend yourself. He's a sandwich. He's a Diablo sandwich. And he said you're legally allowed to, and you just took that as fact from Mr. Sandwich. You could just look it up. You don't have to wait for the cold cuts to tell you. You could just look it up. What the fuck? And he's arguing with this sandwich like it's real, but, against a potato.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Let me get Diablo Sandwich. I'm going to turn that into the cops when I go tomorrow. So now I got Cardiff Electric and Diablo Sandwich.
Don't you wish you could hear it? Don't you want to hear it so bad when he told them the name of the perpetrator, and then they asked if that was his real name, and then he had to explain it?
And he had to tell the police officer at the school there's a potato named Cardiff Electric who did this, and
who haunts me. And they saw the anger, like the real hatred that he has for this potato and the lack of humor. And they start to go, oh, maybe you're the problem. You seem very emotional. And
guarantee he walks in the principal's office. He goes, what the fuck is this guy doing here? This is a huge liability. We got to get this guy out of here.
He thinks they're going to be like, show me where the carb touched you.
This is and if you notice now, this is the fourth quarter, John. This is my favorite kind of lately. Where he's Diablo Sandwich $2.99.
Yep.
How do you sleep?
We're halfway through this.
Oh my God, we may not finish this thing tonight.
If I'm in a traffic court and it's with a judge, would I think that a video is gonna surface anywhere from a traffic court? And therein lies the problem, because the potato is, and I can't talk about too much, but I've already, just trust me, what he did is a felony.
One thing you can do is trust John, and I hope that rocked your world, potato. Felony. That's literally all the details we have. That's it.
He sounds like a homeless guy who pretends he's a spy. He's like, it's top secret. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm being hunted by a potato. Shh.
He's right there in the corner. Don't look.
Now let's get back to the shitware.
Could I have my thinking, mommy?
Computer
Naga is rolling over in a fucking grave. So, Cumia has never said that he's not an anti-Semite. So we're cool with that. But Rob Saul, First of all, I don't.
I once watched my mom almost fist fight Hasidic Jews on a flight to Israel once. My mom didn't take shit from anybody, and she would have fucked this motherfucker up. I'd tell you that for sure. Noga was no joke, man.
You're an anti-Semite, Rob.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
It's unbelievable. I've never seen something like this. Like, he's just gonna turn everything off of you. I mean, everything off of them and put it on you because you
at least they're man enough to admit they hate At least they're man enough to hate.
This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Wanted for recording Zoom traffic court. Uh-oh, look out.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
Thanks to Fiverr. Hey, Duke, the liberal king. Was it funny when Rob mocked the early passing of his cousin, the Webb's kids? I don't remember that, nor do I care.
Let me tell you, I will tell you that my ex-wife got pregnant in our marriage, and I took her to court for custody of my daughter, and I won custody in court. And when she got upset and lost her baby, she said that it was me for taking her to court. And I said, I don't give a fuck about that baby. I only give a fuck about my own kid. And I stick to that.
Rob, well, this is what they do, though. They want to. Could you imagine if you point out everything in your whole entire life, which they do to me, like, when you were 18, you did this.
This has nothing to do with the Dabbleverse, by the way. This is all women right now they're talking about, in my opinion.
That's what when he said they all do that. Yeah.
Yep.
John, the cops were at your house today. Doing a wellness check on your cats. We're not digging from the past. We're not going into the multiverse. This was today.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about today.
Yeah, they weren't coming by to get autographs from the guy who fought Cabby. They came today to check on your cats today.
This isn't about the bit you did with Sherman Helmsley on pay-per-view in '94. This is about the cats and the impression Rob was doing yesterday. This is about you saying, how dare you accuse me of knowingly making fun of Chad's dead younger brother, and then in the same breath started screaming Noga.
Yeah.
Noga.
Yeah.
Noga. We know you know what that means, so it's not hard to believe that these two people can coexist in the same person. It's you, John.
And it was literally the same excuse as he's giving now. Somebody sent it to me, and I had no idea what it meant. I just, I don't know. And he goes, I did it after he talked about my family, and then we traced it back to its origin, where Joey C is on. He goes, got a Noga in my neck. His little subtle jab to let me know he knows my dead mother's name.
But everyone believes that he was watching, what was it? Toga.
Yeah, Animal House.
Animal House. And then Fast Times came on. So, of course, he had to say the F word. And this is just the kind of, reactionary response I expect from my congressman.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, come on, man. They even go back to when I was 10. Oh, look what you did when you were 10. What? Are you that stupid that you don't think people grow? I mean, like, change? You don't think that when people learn what's right or wrong, you don't?
It happens.
Barstool John, man. Slowly becoming one of my favorites. The useless trivia, the dumb facts he throws out there, the scenarios he starts painting. I love it.
People change, man. People change. They don't change. They never change. We all change. She's not coming back.
I'm not changing for anybody. Change is important. No, man, you need it.
Do you know who the best boy? Do you know who the best boy was on Jaws?
Change is important. Speaking of change, you got any? I got to get out of here.
Could I have my
parked in my
mommy?
spot? I will murder them.
Yeah, I'm here to help people because what else am I here for? Whose car is that? You're dead.
I will murder you in Andrew Dice Clay's voice.
Oh, the worst.
Well, it's very The reason why is because Vince is trying to be me. Like he likes to be the shit stirrer, which I was on the Stern Show. I know what he's doing, and I don't really care because I have complete transparency normally. I just hate giving these fucking losers like oh, look what we did. You know, it just encourages them.
Could I have my...
I'm an open book to the page of my choosing. Thank you.
Oh my God.
He did say it. He said it very clearly. He's like, I don't care if I lose. They can't win.
Right. That's what it's all about. That's why the family, none of this matters. The only thing that matters to him is the victory. That's it. And he'll make that victory whatever it needs to be just so he can run around with his arms up.
He was pointing to the text about Chad's brother as a victory. He was like, look, they sent it to me and I read it without thinking. I win.
Yeah. Crazy, that logic.
Pinky mommy.
You honestly don't think babies don't grow up into adults? Chupacabra chicken wrap? What do you know? Great DJ Dabbles, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's also, I'll be back. It does, and it's also, it doesn't matter what it does to my brand. I mean, again, I'm going to read this thing that I know nothing about, but my career be damned. Any consequences that comes out of this, it doesn't matter because I beat him.
Today, he said the following, and I quote, I will not read any harassing super chats for less than $4.99. Not, I won't read any. Do not do this. Don't put it up. It's a waste of your money. It ain't going up. He goes, I'll put it up, but I'm not going to acknowledge it. Amazing.
Wow.
Okay, Paul Biddington, my man. Couldn't wait to get rid of him. Thanks for the 99 cents. Wherever it was.
You know that's not a joke. Because now he's got the beer muscles, right? The alcohol courage. So
if he was appearing on MLC and he stepped away for a second and Kevin said that, it would be a 2-week long war. You couldn't wait. You couldn't. I mean, it would just go on and on until he was on a boat in the middle of the ocean screaming, like just something as simple as that. But he doesn't think for a second.
All his best friend from the Stern Show, Artie, said was, "Is that in your act?" And he goes, "Oh, you gonna drink some more bleach, Artie?"
It was dark when he was railing about. He really was like, "This is not a fair fight. Chad isn't married and doesn't have any kids. What am I supposed to do?" Like, so if you were roasting a celebrity that wasn't married or didn't have kids, you couldn't roast them.
Right.
There's nothing else you can think of about them to make fun of.
And it's such a great point you bring up because it got to the point where he turned to the chat and said, what do you guys think? Does this make sense to you? He doesn't have kids, so I'll go after Kevin's kids since he works with Kevin.
That's
what
fair,
do you guys
right?
think of that? Right? Yeah. Let's bat this around. Let's say, put on a pot of coffee. What do you guys got on this?
It's crazy. The last time he was with people of his caliber in his head was Cumia and Artie when he was in between those two guys, and he was so outgunned. He was demolished. They buried him under that fucking studio. He would never do that again. He'll never be in a position where he'll have people that he knew from show business. I used to think he couldn't do it. He couldn't have people on. He doesn't want to be in that situation again. He doesn't want to have people who are good in show business next to him like that, because he can't keep up, and he'll know they'll fuck with him, that they'll make fun of him. He's going to be the joke. So that's why he's got motherfucker dummy dumb next to him, Clay, other people who are they're fans. They're fans of the show, and that's what he's comfortable with.
They're not fans. They're super fans because they are abandoning their own thoughts, their own feelings, ideologies, just to agree with this guy on a regular basis, no matter what he says.
If he could just make it's such a slight adjustment too, the way Boschetti has, the way Chad allows himself to, is to the way Perry Caravello has, to just allow himself, if he did accept being the brunt of the joke, he'd be on every Anthony Artie show they had. They need someone to rag on. If he could accept it without turning into this, like, over the top gargoyle monster, people would love to have him around, and his dream would have come true. Anthony would have said, "You got to be here every week, making fun of you is the greatest thing in the world. This is like all we want to do. This is awesome." And he would go, "Oh, wow, this is working. I'll keep playing this character." But like Zen said, his ego will not accept that in any way. He is either in a position of power or he's not going to show up.
No, you're right. It's all ego, 100%.
Vince Loy, can you easily search for Zumach's death records? Yeah, that's a good point.
What?
Oh, this is what we haven't talked about. Iselina was supposed to, Shuli's other best friend, was supposed to get sentenced today.
Cool. That's a good story.
Iselina's cellmate. Thanks to
I feel like I'm watching Arthur.
Yeah.
Predictions on he's so sensitive.
Oh, I want a little Bosnia too.
Iselina was supposed to, Shuli's other best
Wait,
friend,
I missed it.
I'm sorry.
talked about. Iselina was supposed to, Shuli's other best friend, was supposed to get sentenced today. Iselina's cellmate.
It says predictions on Esau's sentencing tomorrow. He's got the wrong day.
Predictions on Esau's sentencing tomorrow. Iselina was supposed to, Shuli's other best friend, was supposed to get sentenced today. Tomorrow. Oh, I thought it was today. Any chance Vince could live stream? Also, over under on number of ratings he'll endure and
ratings.
Oh,
about us
in first year of jail. Well, that guy is fucked. Literally.
He's not even going to get
that guy.
Right, yeah. Hey, why make fun of one traumatized kid when I can make fun of so many more?
Fucked. I mean, think about it, man. I mean, as soon as he gets to jail, and you know what's so funny? Like shit where he thinks he's like the coolest dude in the world. You know, he's goofing on Rob. He's Rob said the J word. Shit where Missy B is applauding Adolf Hitler's birthday. But it's okay because they already said that they're anti-Semitic. That's the
maybe she's a fan of birthdays.
Most ridiculous logic I've ever heard in my life.
She likes his paintings.
Yeah. And how does your world change from that, John? If my world isn't affected by it, Shuli Egar, son of Noga, born in Israel, how is your world upside down? Because what's so wrong about it with you? Why are you involved?
John, you just spent the last 2.5 hours explaining to us how the potato jumping onto your court appearance, even though while possibly completely legal and open to the public, is a felony offense. And still up on your screen is the idea that maybe we could jump onto Esau's live stream tomorrow and catch that. Maybe Vince could do that. And it never even occurred to you to wonder whether that's legal or necessary or appropriate or a good idea for a court of law. Are you the one who gets to decide all this stuff, John? Also, how about just not bringing up horrible things that happen if you're sensitive to them? And if you're sensitive to how they affect other people and you want Shuli to be, maybe you just shut the fuck up about them. Maybe it's not worth the $300 you got to tweet that horrible thing about your kid. Maybe it's not worth the $4.99 to remind everyone about these horrible things. People say horrible things, and you're the first one to remind everyone, and you never miss a chance to say it. You're always like, remember this person said he would do this specific thing to that specific person? How horrible was that? It was just as horrible as when you said it right now.
Yeah, I mean, just based on sheer volume of discussion and tweeting about this, the only people that look like they're best friends with him right now are you guys. All the talking, all the discussion, all the finger pointing. Imagine if your timeline was just filled with that shit every day. There's people that literally do it from morning to night. And you think it's making me look bad? Not at all. This has been investigated. It's over. He's fucked. And good. I'm glad. But I'm not going to be like these guys and milk this thing over and over again for some. It's disgusting. It's horrific. I'm ashamed I ever called this guy a friend. I had no fucking idea any of this was going on. But it doesn't stop these guys, you know?
Just admit you're an anti-Semite.
Yes, why don't you admit it? But we're assholes because we don't.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
No.
Exactly.
Guy Fawkes. Crashed already. Somebody drank at school today. No, actually, this is only my fifth or sixth beer.
Here we go. Beer math.
You made Chad Zumick likable, and you made Diddy a media darling. Thank you, Skull.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
This is why people hate you, because you're not being honest. You're not being who you are.
This is why people hate you. Because you're not being honest. You're not who you are. A total fucking projection. Shit where nobody, and I mean nobody, likes you. And this is the reason.
I just caught myself shaking my head at the same time Adam was. It's like Dark Side of the Moon and the Wizard of Oz, man. You guys are synced up.
No, John says he's the moral compass of the Dabbleverse. I think Adam is the moral compass.
Without a doubt.
He's the one.
Without a doubt. I'd let the cats be the moral compass before I put John as that.
So, all right, if Adolf Hitler admits that he's an anti-Semite, that's okay.
Oh, he already.
I mean, I think his record kind of spoke for itself. I think he kind of admitted that already.
This is not something he kept under wraps. It's kind of what he's known for. It like he's got that brand down. This was not Yeah,
we knew a few things about him. Painter, hates Jews with a passion, wanted to exterminate all of them. Those are the few things we know.
He said, "This is mein shtick."
Shtick Oma.
He admitted it. Adolf Hitler's cool with Shuli. Yeah, he already admitted it.
But that's the thing. So
he's good. He's good. He's a good guy.
Rob, look at this logic. If you admit it, that you're okay.
Rob has two co-hosts, Vomit and Rob Saul, and he's fighting to get a word out between both. Oh.
Shit, wait a minute. All you got to do is admit it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the most.
Could I have my pinky, mommy?
This is the best clip I've ever watched.
What Weir's not being honest about is you just have to be a ball washer on a show, and that's how you get it. It's not whether you admit it or not. You and like I said earlier, you think if I went on air, which I'm not, but say I did, and go, you know what, Shuli's right. I just want to admit it. I'm an anti-Semite. You think they'd be like, Rob Saul's cool now? No, they would.
No, they would say Rob Saul's owning it. That's what they would say. They're not pretending that this is just something that he bought at Walmart because, A, B, and C. Own it. Own it. Nobody, I have yet to call you an anti-Semite for this nose bit. I got plenty of other shit to accuse you of that of. But this ain't it. To quote Adam, the attempt at improv is more offensive than the costume. I agree.
Annihilate me.
He's livid that people reacted. He thought for sure people were going to go, this is hilarious. This is great. And everybody's just like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? Why would you do that? Oh, you see how he is now? I'm not doing shit. This is feedback. This is a focus group. They got notes.
We're all subject to criticism. It's just the way it is. I mean, in the art form, when we craft art,
we get a tad of criticism here.
Yeah, we get a smidge.
It's not about whether you admit
some people say my song parodies not their thing. It's just the way it is. Am I going to stop making them?
Shot fired. Wow, it's getting ugly. All right. Listen, where are we at right here? We are at 32-34. We're behind on super chats, and I got a new Orson cartoon. Gotta put up. Oh my.
And now the Shuli Network is proud to present famous Stuttering John quotes as read by Orson Welles.
First of all, he's trying to claim I'm an anti-Semite. Well, my girlfriend before my wife was Jewish. My wife was Jewish. My kids in the Jewish community would say are Jewish, or at least half Jewish. And my steady girlfriend after my wife was Jewish. But I'm somehow an anti-Semite, Rob? The Duke.
The Duke.
This has been famous Stuttering John quotes as read by Orson Welles and presented to you by the Shuli Network.
He is the Looney Tunes critic. Go check out his YouTube page. Support the man. He's out there throwing some shit out. Dig it. Love it. Let's get to your super chats, folks. We always currently have a smelly blind dog and deaf cat. Why take pets on and mistreat them? You need to be dealt with. So it's no different than child abuse, and really they're helpless, you know. Okay, wait. The boys in the back and Bush Duty show. Oh, Bush Duty in the house.
Bush Duty.
Gay John, one man slow. Oh, the one man show. Oh boy. Aussie poisons the pork this year. You think so? Can't wait for the world's first half man show. Oh, gonna be exciting. Adam, did you ever work with Eliza Dushku? Fan of hers. Also, are you a morsel?
Yes on the first thing, no on the last thing. Eliza Dushku left Hollywood and is now a therapist living in Boston.
Get out of here.
Which is pretty amazing. Because,
that is cool.
She could do whatever she wanted. She had a hit show when she left, and she's just like, I want to do something else. We get to do whatever we want in this life. Nobody gets to tell you anything.
Good for her.
Mm-hmm.
John, the loving, caring, dotting son bought his mom a bath mat for Christmas. So somebody messaged me about this. They said that he goes, I love my mom so much, I got her a bath mat, and then proceeds to tell how he almost slipped in the tub when he was there last. So it sounds like he bought him a bath mat so he doesn't slip in the tub.
Do you think it's for the house in Cape Coral?
No. I think he's getting it in time so when he's there for Christmas, he can shower without falling.
Listen to you, he's showering.
I mean, once he's got to do. She probably makes him. Joe DeVito also had the "Everyone let John talk so we can quit laughing" line. Then a defeated Stuttering John just responded, "So you're on the boat now?" I just watched a great video on Norton's channel. Him, Colin, Rich Voss, and Sam all in studio the other night. I hope they make this a regular thing with the regulars from the O&A days, Bobby and all them. And it was so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, they still got the fastballs.
They call it a "shut up, stupid."
Shut up, stupid. And it was so fucking funny. They're so quick. And they've been destroying each other for 40 years. Like, insane. Legal mastermind John Melendez opens the door and lets cops escort animal control into the house without a warrant. Wow. What a genius. The only reason he had someone cleaning, because the police were visiting. Yeah. You are correct.
Wow, that's a great fucking yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't know if you saw that one. I said the only reason he got the house cleaned is because he knew the cops were coming. He knew he was getting a visit. Otherwise, that house would have never been cleaned.
And she lives next door, and he happened to have the alcohol. I don't think, there's a lot of legendary musicians who were paid not in cash. I don't see anything wrong with that, but it's funny that that's what he gravitates to, and that's who understands him, and that's who still is like, John, you can't live like this.
Yeah, that was By the way, cocaine was hitting your bonus at comedy clubs back in the 80s. You know, dudes just got straight paid in lines.
Yeah, there were drummers that, it's fine. I got no problem with that. It's just funny that that's how he handles taking care of his cats, is making sure he doesn't look bad.
A potato, I'm not sure it makes any more sense than blackface. So confused. Potato. Seattle, Shane Gillis. In the land of jokes and laughter where the giggles never cease, there's a man named Mike Morse bringing joy and sweet relief. Is the land of jokes and laughter Jerusalem? I hate that.
Kegels never cease.
Seattle, Shane Gillis. Hi, Professor Adam. Hi, Schulster. Hi, Zen Master. Hi, Soft Spoken Don. Hi, Omar Sharif Frog. Do the voice, Frog. I agree. Do it.
I don't know what an Omar Sharif is. I'm sorry.
What does you think it sounds like? Go.
It's an actor.
Okay.
From
give me an actor voice.
60s.
Okay, go for it. Give me your Omar Sharif impression and action.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Omar Sharif. Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah.
Is that what he sounds like? Really?
Yeah. If you close your eyes, it's like he's in the room with you.
Yeah, go tell your wife.
Animal control officers, not actual cops. Well, Vince said 3 times that the cops were there. Which, again, let's put that in perspective. That would mean cops showed up, looked in, and said animal control needs to be here. No such thing as half Catholic. You are Catholic if you are confirmed or you aren't. John was never. He also probably doesn't understand that Shulis are a cohesive ethnicity with a genetic phenotype.
Boom! He called you cheap.
Yeah, I don't even understand.
Does that guy know how to party or what?
What a fucking rager, that animal. Wait till you hear his explanation for Downsy Vince's nickname. Oh, great. Imagine that. That was easy. Come on. It's just meat. John arguing with the cleaning woman. You need mop for gear to clean this troll's cave. May need to look up mop 4. Okay, mop 4. Look it up, bro. Ape John chewing a banana like a horse chewing cud for the Vince the Lawyer filter is so funny. Watch clip from today and was crying. Bring it back. Always funny. Thank you, Jackie. I'm impressed. It only took the cats 12 years to learn how to dial 911. When I found out his kids were Jewish, I wanted to turn in my talit and kippah. Shanda. Yeah. Fada is the guy that used to beat John. Oh, Fada.
Fada.
I love when Stuttering John kicks Vince off the show and talks about him. It reminds me of when Spacey would talk to the audience in House of Cards. What a great reference.
It is, because you're tapping into the true evil villain quality of what's happening, which is no villain believes they are a villain. They always believe they are the good guy, and he is just an endless example of that. It is really on par with some of the classic evil villains.
Yeah. Love the show, guys. Even better when Adam is here. Thanks for all the laughs. I agree. Adam, makes us more intelligent when he's here because none of us want to seem like the idiot, even though we are. Yeah, there's few guests that have that. If Cumia is Cumia shows up and we get vicious and vile and disgusting. Adam, we all of a sudden we're all therapists trying to match up.
I'm not a therapist, and there's a place for both of them. It's just I think about it so much. I always appreciate having a place to just talk about it, and I do believe there is a larger context with which to I know for a fact many people have quit drinking because of John. I know many people have made a late night phone call to their kids after many years because of John, and I know Vince sees that kind of like cautionary tale for a Long Islander that John is, and we hear it in his voice, and we hear it when he hasn't learned anything. He hasn't learned how to drop the accent, and there's something really unique about someone in entertainment who does not have a sense of humor about themselves. And it's one of those rare things like perfect pitch. You can't learn to develop one over time. You just are born with it or you're not. And one of the first things I loved about WATP was just the low-key hostility between Cardiff and Karl. I just loved that.
Yes.
It just made me happy that they would rag on each other and love it. And you hear when you roast Karl, that joy, that smile that comes over his face, because he knows to make fun of me means you've really seen me and like taken me in. And I like you calling out all of my things. And that's just what you described with those comics on that show.
Yeah.
That's what you do here every week. That's what everyone in the Dabbleverse is enjoying except him. He just can't and won't. And when it's him, it's not funny. And he's made it clear. He's like, no. When you make fun of those things, that's funny. But when it's about me, that's not the kind of humor we're looking for. And
don't cross that line.
Don't cross that line, but allow me to cross all of them when it comes to you. And that is just endlessly fascinating and fun. Gotta go.
He's the fucking best. Mike Morse in the house.
Hello,
Mikey.
fellas. I'm on my way back. I just wanted to say a couple of things I thought was fast. I actually was listening to you guys while I was driving. With him saying that, Shuli thinks he's cool.
Yeah.
What it is he really does think we're the cool kids, just like he was ostracized from the cool, like with Artie and you were talking about with Artie and Anthony. Just and so to him, we represent the cool people, even though we're not cool.
I mean, imagine how fucked up his life is. This is cool. This is what cool is to him right now.
And the other thing is when Adam was saying about he has to have the power and be right, and that is the killer of comedy. When you always have to be the underdog, you always have to be the schmuck, the guy who gets put on and then come back. So it's never funny to be the powerful guy, and we've seen that. Wow.
Wow, how many sentences we got? What the hell?
It was crowded in here before.
It's equally interesting for someone to be in entertainment and not have any talent as well.
Yes.
Piggybacking on your point there. All right, let me get back up here. It's unbelievable that Frog Rules as a poll option didn't get the R chord drop. Chills. There you go, pal.
Hey, Sven, can you keep it down? My neighbor's upstairs.
So is Vince Diddy? If so, John, the dad from Family Matters? Oh, wow. Deep pull.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for John, fantastic for all of us, he is mentally and emotionally stunted, which gives Vince many strings to pull on. He owns John in so many ways. Yeah.
Yep.
The Potato showed the court video. Get out of here.
Whoa.
How was it?
He
Good?
didn't.
All silliness aside, I've been watching since episode 14, and this went from laughing at a slob to observing a strange social experiment. Fascinating.
It's like watching The Wrestler. If you've ever seen that movie, it's got that same vibe, same kind of character arc. It's really fucking weird.
Yeah, and you feel a little creepy watching it sometimes. It's like
you feel sad. You feel like the guy's lost. He lost everything. He's a drug addict. He can't connect with his kids. It's there's no redemption story for him.
I felt Lenny the Bob Fosse movie.
Yeah.
At the end when Lenny he's like, I don't put me away. Just tell me I'm right. I don't care.
Right.
You've taken everything I have. Just tell me you're proud of me, Daddy. And they don't do it. They put him away. And John, we see that every day. Every day in those words. And it's remarkable. It really is a once in a lifetime shooting star that we've captured that will fade out soon, but they always get a little brighter right before they go away. So I'm here for that. Yeah.
The best relationship John has had in years is with chicken wings and Coors. Jackie Daytona, regular human bartender.
Thank you.
John didn't tell Vince. Vince is who reported him. Oh, I like that dance. Can't stay long tonight. Date night with the girl. Glad you're here, Adam. FSJ, Takedown DDT. Also gifting 10 membership. Look at that. What a mensch. Thank you, Takedown.
Suck my dick.
I'll suck your dick.
Oh, hey, beautiful man, meat.
I want to be close to mates because I don't want to miss the fucking game.
My cats were so healthy, the cops gave me more cats. Shit, way you. The cat wrote, "Help me," in the litter spilled on the floor. Yeah, we were saying Vince brought up, I don't know if you heard this, Mike, but Vince brought up the cops being there, not animal control.
Oh,
which
no, I didn't know.
I don't think Vince would say that if he didn't know that for a fact.
Right.
In front of John. He'd say it on his own show. But
yeah.
But that would mean, like I said, the cops showed up, looked, and then decided to get animal control.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
Damn, Shuli can't give Frog can't give Frog credit card. You gave him a debit card. Come on, dog. You're giving people a bad rap. Our people a bad rap. Thank God for my Mexican side. News to be a YouTube channel of Ape John in a loop 24.
Needs to be a YouTube channel of Ape John.
Maybe that'll be our Yule log this year. Strudel Wagon gifting 5. Thank you, Strudel.
Your hard.
Sunflower, I love a man with reading comprehension skills. Adam, unfortunately, it is not as common as one would think. Yeah. My point was more he was famous for a stutter and thinks you shouldn't tease a stutter. Well, he would have never had a career if it wasn't for the stutter.
And he calls himself Stuttering John.
To this day.
Yeah.
I'm late, boys, but my ears bleed when you say anti-Semitic. It's pronounced anti-Semitic. Fuck. Thank you, Brooks.
Yeah, but it works both ways when you say it.
How about anti-Semite? Go with that. Love pities. I've got a pity boxer, my baby. Call this fake. Oh, call this fake? Boom. Feel me? Boom. Irish.
Boom.
You don't tell him he's fake. The cats are locked in a room. The fat one terrorizes the small one and eats all the food. The skinny one spends all day hiding in fear. Wow. Were you there, officer?
Yeah, John doesn't see the problem. Yeah.
No. And
you just
that's
described
somebody,
it. That's it.
But that's somebody who's a cat lover. That's somebody who knows cats, who owns cats. And they're literally laying out that scenario, which is very possible. Yeah.
John sounds like Carol Burnett in Annie, who's like, these orphans are fine. They're fine. They're hiding. You know how these kids are. You know, I rescued them. That's all you need to know. Everything after that, show me teeth, honey. Show me teeth.
There with his bottle of Tito's. Hey, officers.
There's water in that bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just his overall, everything's fine attitude. That's not how you talk. You would talk about it how she just did. That's what you say. This is their personality. This is their personality. Let's go figure it out. And tell me if something's wrong so I can fix it.
Right.
Not you, motherfucker.
So basically, he's so literal-minded that as long as they're technically alive in his custody, no one can say he's a deadbeat cat dad. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Shelters
only
are
one out of the 3 have died.
Well, that's pretty good. I'd be in the Hall of Fame if it was baseball. Shelters are always overcrowded. Thousands of animals are euthanized every day. The officer asked to see the animal condition, supplies, food, and rabies. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with the list of what he asked for, apparently tallied up to $300, $350. What are the odds that he is renting a room to his housekeeper and her man friend? Unreported income, hiding it from mommy?
Ooh.
Hey, it's a great theory, narrator.
Saucy.
And I wouldn't put it past him.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's there to tell him he can't. Yep.
Blows my mind.
The first thing they ask for is Cinti Lick. Or
county license and vax record.
Oh.
What Cinti Lick?
I'm like, no, county license and vax records. Then they check the welfare. He got fines for not being able to show the records. FOIA the body cam. You got fines for not, but then people were saying that you can't get fined for that.
But that's not his fault. Vegas beer sales Jerry has them in a garbage bag.
He's got the documents. Justice for Magneto. Aussie, you want to weigh in?
So would they have body cams? Well, the cops would, right?
If the cops came there, yeah.
Yeah. Are they public record?
We about to find out. I'm sure the official report will be available in a day or two.
Perfect.
Zach Hoffman, John's house is a biohazard. Guaranteed the health department was alerted as well. It takes 3 days to clean a small 2-bedroom. Justice for Magneto.
Yeah. It should take about 2 hours tops.
Mm-hmm.
Like a thorough cleaning.
Well, not when you get paid in vodka. It might take a little longer.
That's true.
Glad to hear you rescued pits. My family had multiple for many years. Pitties require responsible owners because they are very emotional dogs, but they are extremely lovable, loyal, misunderstood dogs.
Yep. What I learned from the pit bull is very applicable to John. The pit bull taught me that, because she was the first dog I ever had, that the other dogs you should be afraid of are not the loud barking ones. They're the ones that are still and quiet. You know, the Mike Morse types, the ones that are really like, those are the ones that are going to actually do damage. The one who's screaming at the top of his lungs about all the damage they're going to do, that's just a drunken buffoon, you know? And if it's New Year's Eve and you're all partying and somebody's like, we're all going to die, you're like, we're all going to die. But if somebody seriously whispers to you, hey, buddy, we're all going to die, you believe them. You believe them. And John is just the all bark and no bite.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't here. Is that the dog you still have?
No, you weren't here, Mike. You weren't.
I wasn't. Listen,
I
have a life, Adam.
Yeah,
I thought he said I wasn't here, like he's cutting me off. He goes, sit back. I wasn't here. Anyways, what I wanted to say was, which you're right. You have the right of way. Go for it.
Well, no, I just say, do you still have that dog?
It's too late. I don't want to talk about it anymore, Mike. It's a little sensitive.
Listen,
touchy subject, Mike.
Listen, I was going to try to dox the dog. I wanted to know its name.
There they are now. They're here at the door. I got to go.
Oh, no.
You motherfuckers.
A piece of shit animal control.
Can you imagine?
The fact that Stuttering John calls Rob funny says it all. Yep. Ghost Crusader. Stuttering John talked smack about Adam in this episode, and Vince the lawyer kept saying Adam looks very Jewish, and Shuli had a nose job.
It was very funny. I saw Vince a couple days ago. He really wants John to know who I am, so he keeps repeating my name over and over again unnecessarily. And he tried 3 times. The first time, John was like, I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
The second time, he was like, well, you know, he also said this. And John's like, I don't know that guy. And the third time, Vince just made it up. He just made up a thing. He was like, you know, he says that scientifically people, after they get drunk, take naps. And John just snapped. He was like, that son of a bitch. That is such bullshit. Fuck that guy. He's talentless. He has no idea what he's talking about. And it was just so wonderful to see. You know, it really was outstanding. Because then after 3 times claiming he doesn't know who I was, a clip came up where I was there. And he's like, that's that motherfucker, Adam Bush. That's that guy who thinks that people take naps after they get drunk. What a loser.
Yeah.
So now I've dedicated my life to getting back at him and launching 6 different shows, making fun of him for 6 hours a day.
Love it. We're in. We'll back you. You got it.
Thank you.
The Rob Saul nose prosthetic reminds me more of Jimmy Durante than any of their attempted anti-Semitism. Failed again, Rob. How does dog dick cheese taste? Seattle Shane Gillis. Thank you. Oi, oi, DJ Shekels in the house. Another win for the Gauto. Yes. For the Gauto. What's more likely? His cats were bathed in the last 5 years, or they're both coated in 5 years of snot and jack. $300 is cheap.
Yeah.
Anything's possible. Xavier is getting top cat surgery. Thank you, Rando.
Well, I don't know what kind of cats they are, but if they're long-haired cats, they need to be combed.
One of them is now. I don't think he was long hair when it started.
But yeah, if you don't do that, it's like having a roster cat.
Chatty tonight. It's the end of the show, Mike. Let's go.
But he's right though. One of the cats looked like they just released him out of that prison in Syria that they discovered.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
I had a long-haired cat, and if you don't do it like once a week, all of a sudden it's
and his cats are hairy. His cats have long hair. They're hairy cats.
Yeah.
Hairy cats, another Jew joke. Great.
I wouldn't put it past Stuttering John to intentionally date Jewish women with the direct goal of improving his career. Not only the connections, but he thought it would endear him to Howard. Gross, but possible. Yeah. Maybe the cleaning neighbor called animal service.
Oh.
Anything's possible, dude. Shuli Magic Zen. Thank you. Gotta run, boys. Adam, you're brilliant. That was all brilliant. Zen, I'm gonna be up in Poughkeepsie with my girl Letitia soon, January 18th, I think. If you're not busy, let's kick it.
Woo! Dan-o.
Thank you, Dan. It's not that Rob didn't care about his ex's miscarriage. Rob openly celebrated the baby's death as he mocked his ex live on stream. I'm sure he scrubbed it, but I'm sure the clip is out there somewhere. Ripped Fueler gifted 5. Thank you, Rip.
Love, cat love.
Don't dead name Xavier. Saito. All right, got it. Only reason Missy celebrates that birthday, I think, it's because it's 420 and everybody celebrates 420. Yeah, I get it confused. More importantly, if I had 8 beers, they dissipate 1 per hour. How many brain injuries to make Rob entertaining? There's a math equation. Ryan Cullen gifting 5. Thank you, Ryan. Wonder where he hid the coke. He punched a fucking wall. Also, the ends and J's.
I hate the effing ends and juice.
21 months. What the fuck is wrong with me? You're not alone. Whatever it is, you're not alone. You're here with friends. It's okay. No judgment. Unless you're John. Cops show as animal abuse in the criminal code. Really?
Wow.
Whoa. Interesting. One more. Stuttering John wants to be like Costello, but doesn't want to appear weak and vulnerable. Part of what makes him so likable. So he can't help being a bully like Abbott and then wonder why people don't like him.
Yep.
Excellent.
Wow. That's
Excellent.
excellent. Yeah.
If he was a double act, he'd be the worst part of each guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
And if you were to ask him, I bet he couldn't pick which one he was. If you were like, which one are you? He wouldn't be able to answer that because he sees himself as both of them and doesn't want to be told he's not one of them.
Wow.
Yeah. He
Defining
wants to be in
characteristic.
control, but he doesn't want to be made fun of.
I would say ask him that, but I don't want any one of you paying $4.99. So fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Adam, what can we promote for you, sir?
I produced a record of 9 Inch Nails songs for Ali Gertz, and we have a new video out for the song Closer. That's on YouTube. Just search Ali Gertz, Goertz, and Closer. And I'm really proud of the video. The original director of 9 Inch Nails Closer video just posted about it, so we were very excited about that.
Very nice.
And also a show called PBC that's coming out in Q1 of January. I think you'll all enjoy. I can't wait to share it with you all.
That means Q1, John. I know you haven't been in the business.
Oh, and also,
I
I
sure
trust
the Jew
everyone
know about quarters.
I trust everyone's going to leave here and go tune into Rumble to watch whatever Cardiff has cooking over there. I know we're all going to do that. I know I am.
Yes, and before you do it, smash that like button as Joey C. so kindly reminded all of you. Joey! Hope all is well, pal. Listen, you guys are fucking amazing. Shout out to the boys in the back. Great package. Mike, thanks for popping in. Zenny, fantastic. Mr. Bush, always a pleasure. And we'll see you guys mañana. It's Friday. It's Shabbos. Let's go, baby. We're out. Good night.
Oi.
That's all for the Uncle Rico Show. That's all for the Uncle Rico Show. Grab one more beer and shout out, Skull! Good. Bye.
This is Stuttering John saying, Galaga. Goodbye. Bye sign. Yeah.